Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Total Movie Recall podcast. How are we all doing? I've got 75% crew with me today. Andy's not here. He's in the Lake District, letting his hair down. Sorry. Sorry, Andy.
Blowing in his arms.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going that way soon, folks. But anyway, Paul, how are you doing, my friend? How's it going?
Very well, man.
Life?
Yeah, very, very good, man. Yeah, glad to be here. Always liking hanging out with you guys, talking about what we love. Can't wait to see what you've got in store for us this week and what we can talk about. Yeah, excited.
Cool, man. Badger, you weren't here with us last time, but you are here this week. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, all good, man. I've just been doing a lot of writing, working on projects, and it's been a while since I've been back on the YouTube game. So I'm going to be seeing how I can get back into it soon. Hopefully soon. Yeah. I'm going to try and watch the Bike Riders soon. And, try and review that.
So I want to get out. I want to get out for it. I do. Comes out Friday. I think I'm going to try and go Monday for it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll try and see on Friday. No one knows this about me, but I am a biker. So yeah, I love all that. Yeah. I never talk about it, but it's true. So yeah, I look forward to that. Seeing culture about bike culture. I just love all that stuff. So yeah, see how it goes.
Yeah, man, I'm in two minds whether to go and see this one in the cinema or not, because I think I'll be going on my own. I've tried the last couple of films we went to go and see, like with my missus. I'm like, oh, do you want to go and see that Bike Riders? Thinking, Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, and she's like, no, not really. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So I might have to see that one on my own, but that's fine. I'm okay. I'm doing well. A few life changes coming up for me. Recently packing my job, handed my notice in. I'm chucking myself out the plane, hoping someone's going to catch me. But yeah, the only reason I'm saying that is maybe expect a little bit more content on this channel because I'm going to have some free time. I'm toying with maybe doing this podcast once a week going forward, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. Just I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, guys, first news story of the night. And it's not really a news story. It's more of a public service announcement because more people need to know about this bloody film, man. It could be a bag of shite, but I have got a weird feeling that it's going to be amazing. It's right up my street, to be fair. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because we are talking about Longlegs. Now, this is a new film from Osgood Perkins, who is the son of Anthony Perkins, who was the star of Psycho from the 60s, I think it was. So this guy's got a bit of horror lineage in him. He's had two prior films, Blackcoat's Daughter and Hansel and Gretel, but both didn't get a UK distribution as far as physical release goes. So I haven't seen either film. Two films I'm desperately keen to see, though, just off the looks of this marketing campaign. Guys, I don't know if you've been following this, who are watching the pod and stuff like that, but this marketing campaign, the trailers and whatnot for this movie is the thing that's got me hooked. I think it's one of the best marketing campaigns in recent years. Now, I was a little bit panicked because this is coming from Neon, who did the likes of Infinity Pool, Possessor, Immaculate. And they're a lot like A24 in the fact that they will release their film in the US first. Then later, maybe 2 months, 3 months down the line, the UK will pick up the distribution rights for the film. But everyone rejoice. We've got a UK release date confirmed for July, and it is hitting UK cinemas on July 12th, meaning we are going to be seeing it exactly the same time as the US. Comes out on the same day as there. Now, not really much to go into here. All that it sort of shows me is that maybe Neon have quite a little bit of faith in this film, that they've went through the trouble of getting a distribution rights for the UK to come out on the same day, because they didn't make that sort of effort with the likes of Immaculate and the likes of Infinity Pool. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to put this on your radar, let you know that it has got a UK release date, but we're actually only a few weeks away from this film now. It's starring Micah Monroe, who was in It Follows. It's got Nicolas Cage and we are dealing with sort of a serial killer vibe situation going on here. It reminds me of True Detective, whatnot. Now, also, this has got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. The reviews that has come out for this film so far has been nothing short of amazing. So that has got my hype levels right up there as well. You know, the biggest fault I've seen so far with this film, or criticism, is that it's too much like Zodiac and Silence of the Lambs. Well, if it is, give me it right now. But anyway, guys, Paul, I put this on your radar about a month or two ago, a few streams back now. I know you didn't know anything about it, but I was like, mate, you've got to look at these trailers and this marketing. You know, I've been a bit worried about the release date, but we've finally got it confirmed, mate. July 12th. Are we happy about this one? Do you give a shit about this film? What are we saying?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this movie. Like you said, we get stung here in the UK with release dates, especially from A24 and Neon. We had to wait nearly half a year for Pearl to get UK released. Like, that's a long time. Like, half the planet had seen it before we got it. It's ridiculous. But I feel like the studios have heard our outcries, because we're getting Maxine, I think, the same day or around the same time. This is coming out the same. It's getting distributed at the same time, which is what, you know, all film fans want. We all want to watch it around the same time. We all want to talk about it at the same time. This film is right up my street. I'm a sucker for serial killer movies, FBI agents, man. I see that blue jacket with the FBI yellow logo on the back. I'm in. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about them jackets, man. I'm currently playing through Alan Wake 2 at the moment. There's a lot of that in it, serial killers and FBI jackets and all that sort of thing. So I'm just a sucker for all that. Nicolas Cage, man, you know, he goes and cashes a check on these crap movies one week, and then looks like he's putting out a banger the next. This looks crazy. From what we've seen of him, which is not a lot, the trailers are pretty good. The trailers aren't really giving a lot away. I couldn't tell you really what it's about, apart from it's about a serial killer. But Nicolas Cage looks unhinged in it. I'm looking forward to seeing him in it. Maika Monroe. Really liked her in that It Follows. I don't think I've seen her in anything else or anything I can remember, because I can remember her vividly in that film. I'm looking forward to seeing her in it. Yeah, I need to go and check this out at the cinema, because I'm a bit of a idiot when it comes to these sort of films, because I feel like I can wait to watch them on streaming. I did it with Pearl. I've done it with a couple of A24 films, and then once I watch them, like, I wish I went to friggin' cinema to watch this. Horror works for me the best on the big screen. Depending on if you've got a bad crowd with you, then unfortunately you're gonna have a bad cinema experience. But if you've got a good crowd or a quiet crowd, the big screen experience is the best thing for horror movies for me. So yeah, I think it's July 12th it comes out. I'll go and check this one out 100%.
Yeah, man. Badger, what are you saying about this one, mate? I haven't really talked too much about this one, but I've said, you know, you need to have a look at this film, man. It looks fucking crazy. Yeah. But Badger, are we looking forward to this one? July 12th.
Absolutely. I'm not foaming out of the mouth for it like you are, Alice. But with that being said, when you said it to me, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, man, it's looking pretty decent, man. Nicolas Cage, obviously, as Paul said, he does go up and down, but he always seems to swing for the fences. He always goes full Nicolas Cage one way or the other. And what I love about him, and what gets me excited about this film, is that the guy's rich as anything. He's as successful as anything. So he's not doing it all for a paycheck. He literally he's doing it all for passion. And you can tell, I'm sorry, right? Mandy, there's no way he got $1 million for that. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But yeah, the guy just constantly does weird shit and thinks outside of the box. So if my guy's doing it again, then I'm all for it. I think he's very, very I think he's very obscure, and I like it a lot. Also the fact that we're getting the release date is same as America. Oh god, thank God. Because you know what happened with Iron Claw still pisses me off. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous how long we gotta wait for these things sometimes. With The Whale, I had to wait like 4 or 5 months after it came out in America. It's taking the piss.
It seems to be A24 in Neon, man. That's They're the two fucking baddies when it comes to like releasing stuff 3 months after.
Mhm.
But yeah, sorry for interrupting.
No,
sorry,
dude, it's good because I was done. You pretty much already made a good point. So yeah, that's it, really, man. So yeah, roll it on. I look forward to it. I'm gonna try and review it when it comes out. Absolutely.
I was going to say the good thing about having the same, if this being a serial killer movie, is going to be a twist in it or a spoilers. So we don't want to know what the spoil. If I'm a big user of X or Twitter, whatever, and just this morning the Acolyte new episode of the Acolyte dropped, and I went on Twitter first thing this morning, and they were all there, the spoilers. So this sort of movie, it needs to be released around the same time because I feel it will be spoiler heavy, and I don't want to also in the UK, we don't want it spoiled, so bring it out at the same time makes sense.
I completely understand. I try and avoid those things big time. But a quick example, you're playing Alan Wake 2. I haven't played it yet, but I'm a massive fan of the first Alan Wake. Big fucking fan, actually. Really am looking forward to playing the second one, but I know it's going to be something incredible. So I've been avoiding the spoilers like a motherfucker, even though it's been out for a while. So I have been. So I understand what you mean, dude. It's crazy, but I'm glad you're having fun with it all, though.
And I just want to double down on Paul's point earlier. They haven't shown Nicolas Cage at all in the marketing. You've only seen like the back of his head. Maybe he's like a few weird shots of him, but you have no idea what his face looks like. They released this poster last week where it's just like his eyes on the poster, this big red poster. It looks gnarly, man. And I've got to give Neon credit in that regards. Nicolas Cage is a name that everybody knows. So the fact that they aren't really like making this a Nicolas Cage feature and ramming that down people's throats, I think a lot of people go into this not even expecting Nicolas Cage to be in this film. Go, whoa, wasn't expecting that. But anyway, folks, we'll leave that there for that one. Just wanted to get it on people's radar. We'll definitely be doing a review for that one when it comes out. All right, guys, moving on. Right, so we need to talk about box office a little more. Right, so we did a pod 2 weeks ago. We brought up box office. That video is now irrelevant. I can put that video in the bin, the garbage. Box office is certainly not dead, folks.
Oh, no.
Now, I wasn't going to bring the box office up until Paul said you need to have a look at the inside out box office results.
What the heck? What the
Right,
heck?
guys, is this 2015? Like, what the hell's going on here? 154 million domestic. That ain't worldwide. That's domestic, just in the US. And not only that, Bad Boys Ride or Die, 33.8 million in its second week. Am I correct here, folks? In its second week. I think people just don't like Mad Max, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
What the hell? I never would have predicted that.
Yeah.
That's my evaluation. Nothing wrong with the box office, folks. People just have overestimated the power of the Mad Max franchise and maybe overestimated the power of Anya Taylor-Joy. And I don't mean how strong she is, just her name recognition. My mum does not know who Anya Taylor-Joy is. She does know who Charlize Theron is, though. So maybe that was a little bit mistake on Mad. I will be forever gutted about the Mad Max situation because we will not get a Wasteland situation going on now unless they sell out Blu-ray and 4K day one and they're having to make more copies. It's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. We're just not in the 2015 landscape where a movie like that is going to have any legs. It just doesn't anymore.
Well, it's coming out on VOD on next week.
You are
24th,
joking.
24th, you'll be able to stream it, rent it.
Wait, which is what? Bags?
Furiosa's coming out to rent on the 24th on Monday.
What the fuck?
There's your problem. There's your problem. I know we spoke about it last week, right? But like that's your goddamn problem there. What? We are too used to it's like McDonald's. Like we're too used to getting it straight away now. There's no time for any of these films to breathe. And you know what's really crazy, guys, right? It's very evident that these movie studios copy each other. When something works, they copy it, don't they? It's they're all just about making money. The facts, I made this point last week, but the fact that they didn't look at Christopher Nolan and the whole Oppenheimer Universal situation. Right, let's see how that did. So this isn't like a major IP. It's not a superhero. This has just got Christopher Nolan's name on it. 3-hour talking film. We can do this. This doesn't need to be the way it's going on right now. That argument obviously doesn't count for Furiosa. Something is just going on there. I think it's as plain and as simple as not many people are into Mad Max. It was very evident when we went into the review and stuff like that, and I was seeing the chatter online, and there's just a lot of people that haven't even seen the franchise. Maybe even like just seen Fury Road, and that's it. Don't want to go back and watch the older films for whatever reason, Mel Gibson, whatever it is. It just wasn't a popular franchise. But this weekend, just gone, folks, like Inside Out, 154 million. That's like, and I say, is it 2015? Because they were the sort of numbers we were getting on a monthly basis with a lot of IP heavy films. But yeah, and I just want to give Bad Boys Ride or Die a bit of credit here as well, because I would not have expected that film to make as much money as what it has so far. But good on Will Smith. He's got over the little hurdle he had there. We're past it. Man's getting plenty of work now. Looks like he won't be doing any more Oscar baity films for a while. Don't blame him, because I like the likes of iRobot and I Am Legend and stuff like that. I like him in these bigger blockbusters. But anyway, folks, I've been rambling on there. There's a massive drop off, as you can see on this box office mojo. So we've got Bad Boys Ride or Die, 33 mil. Then it goes Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, still in the top 5, but only taking 5 million there. So there's a massive drop off. Garfield movie in 4th spot, 4.8 million. And we've got If, with the John Krasinski film, 3.6 million. Not a sniff of Furiosa in sight. But Paul, I'll go to you first here, mate. Yeah. Box office saved again. Are we happy? Can we believe in the cinemas again?
Yeah, man. Listen, I don't want to try and repeat myself, but I did say, and when we were talking about it last time, I talk to people, who I work with, I've never heard of Mad Max. I have no idea what it is. And I've said, I think us as movie fans in our bubble think that franchise is bigger than it is, just because we know it and it's a cult movie classic sort of franchise. But It is what it is. It's still one of my favorite films of the year. I'm gutted it didn't do as better, but I'll be buying it, so I'll be rewatching it over and over, and it'll be a staple watch along with Fury Road. I'm going to quickly touch on Bad Boys because I have seen it. I totally understand why that's making money. That movie is fun as hell. That is a summer blockbuster, funny action. You can take your partner, you can go with your friends, you can have a good time. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence firing on all cylinders. They don't miss. They haven't missed in any of these films. Their chemistry is hilarious. Just a fun time at the cinema. I could see why people would pay to go and watch that if they want to have a good time on a Friday night. It is just one of them sort of films, and they are good. All 4 of them films are good franchise. I think it's a solid franchise. They're not action epics, but they're a solid summer blockbuster franchise for me. Inside Out, ironically, is a film that I could happily wait to watch on streaming, and I will, which is, I have no intention to go in the cinema to watch this. I just haven't been invested in Pixar in a while. I think the last Pixar film I truly loved was Coco. That's going back a few years now. That was the last one I was truly like. It made me feel like a kid again, like Toy Story and all them. Like, that film warmed my heart. Coco, I absolutely adored it. I think Pixar have been hit and miss the last probably like 5 years, if not longer. I think the magic was lost. It's similar when we talk about Disney diluting Star Wars and Marvel, like diluting the franchise. I think Pixar did it with its own brand to a degree, where for me, they were releasing like one every couple of years. It's like, oh, the new Pixar film's coming out. I'm going to go and watch it. And then they started releasing like 3 a year. And I was like, I lost track of them. I did see the first Inside Out. Did I go? I feel like I did go to the cinema to watch the first one. But don't quote me on that. I can't remember. I thought it was okay. It didn't blow me socks off. I think I might have only watched it the once, maybe again when it's on streaming. But I know people love that film. I know that is a big film for Disney and Pixar fans. So, you know, people who love that first one have all gone out and watched the second one again. It's we've just had half term for the kids, I think. So they released it at the right time. I know my friend took all his kids. He's got 4 kids, took them all to the cinema over the weekend to go watch it. He loved it. They loved it. I can imagine the same happened with a lot of families over the weekend. So yeah, it's no surprise that, and it was getting amazing reviews, critical and audience. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's making a lot of money. Because yeah, I think kids being off, kids film, good reviews. Yeah, it's crazy though. It's crazy. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, 150 mil, mate, is just like absolutely blew my mind when I first saw it. I was like, no, is that globally or no? It's domestically insane. But Badger, what are you saying about the box office, mate? Mainly the 2 big stories here: Inside Out 2, 154 mil opening weekend, and Bad Boys Ride or Die second weekend, making more than Furiosa's opening weekend, 33.8 mil. What are we saying about the box office?
I think it's bloody insane. I really wouldn't have predicted it. I knew that the first Inside Out had a big fan base, so it should. It's a bloody great film, but I never would have guessed that. You know what I mean? That's just insane. It's like kind of, for nowadays, it's kind of monumental.
Yeah.
I have no answer though for the question of why did Mad Max fail so badly, or at least disappoint so much when it comes to the money, because I was thinking that, you know what, because these are like sequels to big IPs, maybe that added the big reason why they made so much money. That being said, it doesn't make any fucking sense why Mad Max didn't then, because the last one blew people's brains out.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what happened there. Regardless, though, I do think it's quite cool that Inside Out has made so much money in the cinemas, because at the end of the day, we were all scared that cinemas are dying out. And if this keeps on happening, then they ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So I do take it as a good sign. All of this is good news regardless. It's not like a bad film has done very well. It's a Pixar movie. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a win-win either way. Confusing, but it's still a good win. So I'm happy about it. I haven't seen any of these films, none of them yet. So I can't comment too much, but I'm happy that most of them are making money. I sadly walked out of the Planet of the Apes film recently, by the way. That's the second film in the cinema that I've walked out of. Nothing about the film, though. I was loving it, actually. It's just that I was 10 minutes into it, not even that. I was mad frustrated because I had to go home and do a load of writing, and it was pissing my brain off. I was like, I've got projects to work on. I couldn't concentrate on the film.
That's
and I was like, I can't do it. So I just walked out. It's like, okay, you take my money. I don't mind giving them my money. Cinemas are doing bad. I don't care. Take my money. and then I walked out. I didn't get a refund. I was like, cool.
Just going in the cinema. Here's £10, sir. Goodbye.
It was actually £17.
Yeah. please don't close. I love it here. On terms of box office, though, I'm still going with Deadpool making a bill.
That was my next question. That's my next question. So Inside Out, 154 mil. Does Deadpool smash that over?
Have you read the projections?
No.
It's projecting to be 450 mil opening weekend.
Oh, globally, that'd be like fucking. I wonder what it's domestically being projected at. It would be interesting to know, though. Badger, what do you think about Bad Boys 2 making a shit ton of money, mate?
I've got no thoughts on it. I'm a fan of the Bad Boys films. Haven't seen this new one. Glad it made money. All I can say, Will Smith.
I'm not going to lie, I'm shocked.
Doing it. Cool.
I'm a bit shocked. It's made as much money as
the last one. The last one did really well as well. 3 did.
Yeah,
really
it did do well. It definitely did well.
I should have done my research on that one, but I didn't. I didn't see what the projections were for that last one.
Again, in my workplace, I work with a lot of younger people, and they were all like bad boys. All the young lads like bad boys. Yeah, there's bad boys out this weekend. Didn't one of them go? Furiosa's out this weekend.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Will Smith, man, like he still makes money. Especially if it's that summer sort of blockbuster film. I think like I would go and watch a Will Smith film just because he's in it. Like he's still one of them actors to me.
Yeah, it's same.
The thing is with that franchise as well, like since '95, it's never tried to do anything different. It's been exactly what it is since '95, and what we're talking there, like nearly 30 years. Do you know what I mean? It's not decided to like, right, well, we need to like depict this film of the times and stuff like that. No, we're an action film. We get in. We've got Martin Lawrence, Will Smith talking shit to each other the whole time. It's just that's all we need. Do you know what I mean? That's all we need. Yeah, but I was just looking at the Deadpool projections there. So you're right, 400 mil for the global, but it's looking at 200 mil.
Dude,
opening weekend.
It's gonna smash. It's gonna absolute smash, mate. Everyone's hyped for that. Everywhere I go online, everyone's hyped for it, man. It's ridiculous.
Look, this is as you guys know, I'm not really into the huge budget stuff, especially superhero stuff. It's very rare that it's completely my scene. That being said, I'm going to be knocking people out to get the tickets on day one. You understand? I'm going to be fucking rushing for that. That's going to be one of those things where like man's going to be up like middle of the night watching that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what it. You know, it is like I'm a sucker for comic book movies. I love comic books. I have my whole life, but it's got to a point where it got to a point where I was going, I'll go to see it because it's a comic book movie. I'll go see it because it's a Marvel film movie. Now I'm like, I want to see this because this looks like a special movie. This looks like it's. I've got the same sort of vibes I had with like Endgame or the Batman. Like I'm excited for this film. It's not like the Marvels. I was like, I'll go check it out. It's a new comic book movie. Cool. This is like I'm excited for this film.
It's an event. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
An event. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. This film is going to be donkeys, man. It's going to be crazy. It's going to fucking kick the door down. It's going to be wacky. We know it's going to be at least good, at least. There's no way this will be bad, most likely.
No chance. They can't afford for it to be bad at all.
Exactly. Dude, it's going to be a solid film. Hopefully it's going to be somewhere in our top 5s of the year. We all know we're going to piss ourselves laughing. We're going to have a good time. And it's going to fucking give all sorts of money to all the cinemas, mate. It's gonna go ham. It's gonna smash. So yeah, I can't wait for this. It's gonna be the only real challenge, the only downside really for when it comes out. For me personally, it's just gonna be hard to get tickets and hard to review it. It's just gonna be difficult, man. It really will be. And if I get any more jerk offs in the cinema, I'm gonna just walk out again. I did that with the first Avatar film. There was drunk people like in the cinema, and I got into an argument with them. And I was like, I'm not gonna get a criminal record, so I bailed. If I have to deal with that again, unlike Avatar 2, I've waited for this. I've been waiting. Yeah. Don't fuck this up. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's a weird one for me, right? Because like Paul, I love all my comic book movies and stuff like that, and I was getting to a certain point where you just go and watch them just to say you've seen it, just to progress with the story. Like you've got no spoilers coming in or anything like that. I can't put my finger on it, and I'm not just trying to be different for being different sake, because when we first talked about Deadpool and Wolverine on this channel months back now, there's something that is just not sitting with me right about it. I'm not falling off my chair for the film for whatever reason. I don't know. Go on, Paul.
I think it's because you are burnt out, and you might change your tune once you've walked out the cinema. I think
I'm sure I will.
I feel like you need, because you've been so burnt out, and you've vocally said it to me on your streams and everything. You're burnt out with Marvel, you're burnt out with comic book movies. So going into one, you're still going to go in burnt out. You're just like, oh, here's another one, even though I'm a bit more excited for it. I think once you've seen it, you might be like, oh, thank Christ, it's a great film.
Hopefully.
I think that will 100 be the case. Like you say, Paul, it's just a bit burnt out, mate. That's all it is. Yeah. And I said earlier on, like the TVA elements to it is just like, oh God, it sort of reminded me of a time period in Marvel where I was sort of checked out a little bit. But anyway, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on that one too much. We will move on. All right, guys. Sony have just announced, to my surprise, a little bit, Uncharted 2 movie. So
What the hell?
just while I'm getting this story up, Badger, I know you're a big gamer. I am casual gamer at the very best. Uncharted, are you a fan of the game franchise, first and foremost? And Uncharted, the movie with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, were you a fan?
Well, I am a fan of the games. I've played 2 to 4. Those are the ones I played. I didn't play the first one. But yeah, I liked them a lot. I wasn't crazy for them like everyone else, but most of the action stuff was just okay. But the big epic set pieces and chase scenes were exquisite, like just exceptional. And I was looking forward to the movie. Well, I haven't watched it because I couldn't freaking believe how much they were screwing up with it. I was looking at it like, look, this just looks like every generic Indiana Jones ripoff. I don't know if I can buy into this. Then I saw the reviews and I was like, wait, you mean I was right? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not watching it. I did see the Paul will definitely know what I'm talking about. The short film on YouTube, the short film. Yeah,
Nathan Fillion.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was exquisite. I didn't even know about this Uncharted film, the sequel, until the day. I was literally watching that short film like 2 days ago, just because it popped into my head. I wanted to watch it again. It's still funny as hell. It's just brilliant. That's how you do it. And somehow a little short film that was pretty much a fan-made short film is apparently infinitely better than this movie with Tom Holland. The casting is ridiculous. I don't know why they thought that makes sense. I don't know. Could you imagine Jean-Claude Van Damme as Joel in Last of Us? It's like that to me. It's like, what do you mean? Like, you're just thinking too far outside the box. I'm sorry, Mark Wahlberg just gets stuffed, and the same with Tom Holland. As much as I love those guys, this is miscasted like fuck. It all looks so generic. I stayed away from it. I'm not interested. And considering all the reviews, I have no idea how they got the funding to do a second one, but whatever. Hopefully it learns from the mistakes of the first one, but I've got no hope, nor am I in a rush to see that first film at all. I'm really not fussed. So yeah, that's it.
Paul, how are we feeling about Uncharted, mate?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the video games. Played them all numerous times. The first movie, it's weird. I didn't mind it, but I went into it sort of low expectations. Because the thing with Uncharted as a franchise, it is a Indiana Jones / Tomb Raider ripoff. That is what it is. That's what it was birthed from. But they managed to make it better than Tomb Raider in my eyes. The games, that is. And what the games can do is you are immersed as an archaeologist. You're in them worlds, you're finding the treasures, that's you controlling it. You're going through locations, beautiful locations, because Naughty Dog's art design is just fucking crazy. You're invested in the set pieces, so it's in part you're in your own Indiana Jones movie playing these games. When you're watching a movie of that, you are watching an Indiana Jones ripoff movie. You've got no sort of investment in it. You've got no involvement in it. You're just watching a movie, and you're like, "This is just an Indiana Jones ripoff."
It's a good point, man. It's a good point. It's hard to know where to draw the line. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Indiana Jones movies and I like adventure movies. So coming out of it, I didn't mind it. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, whilst they were extremely 100% miscast, their chemistry together in the film was quite good.
Yeah,
I believe they had the same chemistry that Nathan Drake and Sully have in the games. I just didn't believe they were them characters. Weirdly, what's her name? Who plays Chloe in it? Sophie Taylor or something. That was perfect casting. That looked like it was ripped straight from the game. Her character. Everyone else in the film was fine. I thought the story itself was okay. It was fine. The problem with Uncharted is since then we've had The Last of Us, which is, it's a Sony product and it's a Sony game, and they've made an average movie with Uncharted, and they've made an absolute incredible show with The Last of Us, and they're both two Naughty Dog IPs. So I thought after Uncharted come out to average reviews, I don't think it did amazing at the box office. I would have thought they would have gone back to the drawing board a few years down the line, maybe convert it into a TV series or something. But no, they're doing a sequel to it, and they teed it up for a sequel at the end of the first one. I just didn't think we would get it. The same cast. I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I will probably watch it because I'm a fan of the games and I'm a fan of video games, and I will probably check it out. But yeah, I think it's crazy that I honestly didn't think we'd get it. I didn't think it did well enough for them to warrant doing a sequel. So I'm intrigued to see. But like Badger said, hopefully they can learn from the mistakes of the first one and give us a proper banging adventure movie. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to this one, you call this film Uncharted 1, sorry. You call that film something else. You give these two characters different names and you've got a little banger on your hands. 100%. The fact that it's affiliated with the Uncharted IP, when, like Badger was saying, you've got that awesome short on YouTube with Nathan Fillion, who is, it's very sad for me because I imagine this guy was well aware of this role for a long time. And he was like, yeah, this is definitely going to be coming on my lap at some point, because why wouldn't it? I am the doppelganger of this character. He's got the same sort of quips as what is it Nathan Drake has.
Yes.
Like being a casual gamer, I've played none of them up until 4, but have completed, is that a Thief's End, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. A Thief's End, completed that. What a game. So good. Story's great in it. Characters are awesome. But yeah, man, Tom Holland just isn't it for me. Not this character anyway. He's way too young. If I'm looking at this, I'm looking at Mark Wahlberg's actually Nathan Drake with his younger nephew. Or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't work for me that whatsoever. Yeah, give him a bloody tash in the next one, whatever. It's still not going to work for me. Sorry. Paul did make a good point though, that their chemistry is very much likened to the game. So you can sort of get past that point. And the other point I just want to make before I pass this on is that you're right. Total rip-off of Indiana Jones, right? But when I saw the first Uncharted movie, I hadn't seen at that point Dial of Destiny. Dial of Destiny broke my little mind, along with Crystal Skull, right? So both them two films in that particular franchise has put the lid on it. I don't want any more Indiana Jones. I'm all right. But I will, I'll factor in that Tom Holland's got a lot of years to give and stuff like that. He could definitely grow into this character. Yeah. And this can be our, other gateway drug in Indiana Jones adventure sort of movies, the Mummy sort of adventure vibes and whatnot.
Yeah, bring them back, man.
Yeah, bring them back.
National treasure, man.
Bring all them back, man. Yeah, I love all that shit.
I just need Brendan Fraser to come back in The Mummy. Just give it to us. Stop fucking around, man.
FYI to the audience, both those Indiana Jones films are a hell of a lot better than this Uncharted film.
Oh really? I haven't seen Dial of Destiny yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Quickly as well, the box office for Uncharted worldwide was 407 million on a budget of 120 million. So it did make enough from some sequel, I suppose.
Okay. Damn, that did a lot better than I expected then. Shit. Okay, that explains why we're getting a second one then. Fair enough.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I will watch this second one. I just can't see me watching this one in the cinema. But we'll see. We'll see.
Just a dead quick question, because I haven't seen the film, just real quick. In the short film, they nailed Nathan Drake big time, with the quips and all that. That scene where he's with the little guy, the little hench guy, and he's kicking his ass, and then he grabs him by the head, hey, stop it, trying to stop him like a dog. Is that in the film? Is stuff like that in the Tom Holland film? anything that resembles Nathan Drake. 'Cause it just looks like a different character. It looks like Tom Holland. That's it.
No, like I said, their chemistry together is on fire when they're quipping off each other. But that's just, to me, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg quipping off. I don't see any resemblance to Nathan Drake. It's not until Tom Holland's, well, I was going to say Tom Holland's character. It's not until Nathan Drake puts on the Nathan Drake costume in the final act, I'm like, yeah, that's sort of now Nathan Drake, but like it's still not. You know, when Sully gets his fucking Hawaiian shirt on and shit, like, I'm like
oh god, I haven't even seen it, and it's making me
I did like the Nolan North cameo in it, who does the voice acting motion capture
I didn't know
for Nathan Drake. Yeah, he has a small. He plays like a hotel guest or something in it.
Okay,
it's like a small cameo. He like has a little quip with Tom Holland's Nathan Drake. Yeah.
Damn, no, it's a shame because all the clips I've seen of it, I'm like, is this really supposed to be Nathan Drake? Because like, it doesn't look like it to me. So I guess not. Damn, no wonder loads of people were pissed. Oh, well.
I think it was just a case of like, oh, we want longevity in the franchise. We don't really want to cast a 37-year-old Nathan Drake, but like, you know, I think he's still.
I can think of a million other actors. You know, like I don't know, like Stephen Amell or someone like a young guy or somewhat like. I just don't. Tom Holland was not. I really like Tom Holland as well, but that was a bad casting choice, man.
Yeah,
I don't know where that come from. I'm presuming it was off the hype of Spider-Man that that's what everyone was saying.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? You can't be playing two simultaneous massive IP characters at the same time. It just won't work. It won't work unless they're totally two different characters, but you've got a quippy Spider-Man and a quippy Nathan. Just too much, man. Too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we'll move on. Got a little announcement here that I had no idea about until Paul let me know. This is Badger. You'll like this one as well. We are getting a Watchmen animated movie.
Yes.
In 2 parts. So the trailer for this one came out recently. Says here the company released a trailer for the cartoon version of Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' classic graphic novel superhero story today. It's a 40-second video that only shows a few snippets from the split story, highlighting characters like Dr. Manhattan, Night Owl, and Rorschach as they question who's behind the series of recent superhero murders. It shows more than enough of the project's style and story to let viewers know they're in for a 2-part CG retelling. So yeah, the interesting part of this to me is this animation style. It's a bit weird. I don't feel like I've seen this animation style before. I don't know whether it's cartoon-like or it's more like in the computer graphic sort of element, but yeah, I had no idea. I didn't realize we were getting this Watchmen animated film so early. I think it got announced last year at San Diego Comic-Con, but it quickly fell out of my brain, that news. But yeah, this trailer looks pretty good. Me and Paul were chatting the other day, wondering whether this could be an adaptation of Zack Snyder's film, or they're just going straight from the comic book graphic novel. By the looks of it, they're going from the comic book graphic novel. But if you're aware of the book and aware of Zack Snyder's film, you know the ending in Zack Snyder's film is a little bit different than it is on the comic book side of things. But yeah, I'm obviously looking forward to this one. Big Watchmen movie fan, love the comic book. Can't wait to see this one for sure. I imagine, yeah. So chapters 1 and 2, can't see them getting dropped. Yeah, chapter 1 scheduled release later this year, and chapter 2 release date will then follow in 2025. But yeah, Watchmen animated show. Paul, you showed me this trailer, mate. Looks absolutely awesome. What are you saying about this one?
Yeah, man, big fan of the comic and the movie, the Zack Snyder movie. I've seen a lot of people say, what's the point? If you can just watch the movie, what's the point in it? I like animation. I'm a big animation guy, so I like to see a story told in a different format. The animation style looks more comic book You know, it's this. You know, I think a comic book page panel and animation are more inclined to work together than a live action and a comic book panel, because it's still sort of drawing. So I feel as much as Zack Snyder's Watchmen is one of my favorite comic book movies ever, is shot beautifully, looks beautiful. It's a 99% shot for shot of the comic. I'm looking forward to seeing it in an animation format because to be able to do things, you can do things in animation that you just can't do in live action. Even with all the technology they have now, you can just do better things. And look at the Spider-Man movies, the Across the Spider-Verse movies that are just beautiful to look at and watch. I feel like they can do the same here. They might be able to change things. They might be able to do things that the movie didn't do, or chopped up or cut out, and they can change it for the animation. DC, I've always been a big fan of DC animated movies. They're always good. I've not really watched a bad one. Some are incredible, some are good. I've never really watched a really bad one. I'm excited for it. I like it's in 2 parts as well, because it means they can make it a bit more of an epic scope. They've done it with a couple of their animated movies, like Batman: The Long Halloween and The Dark Knight Returns. And they've done it a couple of the Justice League ones, so they can make it feel like a bit more of an epic thing and a big more epic story. Yeah, excited for it. Looking forward to it. I'll definitely be checking it out.
Yeah, man. For like the Long Halloween Part 1 and Part 2, I hope they do a similar release for the Blu-ray. So where you like put the Blu-rays together, they make like the smiley face button or whatever. That'd be awesome.
Mate, yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, man. But Badger, I know you're a fan of Watchmen as well as me and Paul. What do you think about this animated film coming out? 2 parts, man. That little baby Shaq, baby Manhattan.
These motherfuckers cost me a lot, so yeah, I am a fan. Anyway,
I bet they did as well. I've seen how much they go for second hand, man. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, the rare motherfuckers. Anyway, yeah, big fan. My opinions with Watchmen and stuff are quite unpopular. I will not lie, because I'm very sorry, guys. But I do prefer the movie to the book, and that's saying something. Yeah, believe it or not, I've read the book. I was in your hometown, by the way, Paul, when I saw the film and read the book. I saw the film literally like a day after reading the book. I think prefer the movie, because I thought all of the clutter that was in the book was taken out. My favorite cut of the Watchmen movie, believe it or not, is a theatrical cut, not the director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's just so much better. And that squid scene, I'm sorry, I hate it. I hate the squid. Okay, look, we'll get through this. You're a strong person, Ellis. I promise you. You'll get through this. You're a tough guy. Remember that. All right? Remember that. Yeah, I can't stand it. I'll admit, in the Watchmen TV show, the sequel to the book, the squid looked incredible. Looked amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't like it. I've always hated the squid. So I know it's definitely coming back, because that's an unpopular opinion. Loads of people love the squid and hated the fact Zack Snyder removed it. I love that. So yeah, it's going to be weird seeing it again in animation form, but I know it's going to look awesome. It's going to be beautiful. And one more thing. Yeah, I would personally prefer a sequel to Zack Snyder's movie, but that's just me. I just would prefer that, because from what I've heard, actually, I heard it from Ellis, actually. There are sequels in comic book form, which I didn't know about until Ellis told me. I would much rather we got that. I want to see some new shit. Not the same thing that we've been told before, but it could still work out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm mainly curious to know who they get to play as Rorschach this time. That would be intriguing, because Jackie O'Haley was just something else. If he stole that show 50 times over, couldn't believe it.
Where is that guy, man?
Yeah, what the
he's just done. Everything he's done, even in the stuff I don't like. I thought he was great. Like Nightmare on Elm Street. I cannot stand the Nightmare on Elm Street film. Can't deny he was great in it. Like,
it's great.
Do you know what I mean? He's wonderful. The only downside for me about that whole thing, Jackie O'Haley. Very quick story. I'm not going off on a big tangent. I was seeing this woman for a year or two. And one of the first things that she said to me was, "Hey, you kind of sound like someone from that movie, The Watchmen." Wait, you mean Watchmen? Yeah. I don't sound like anyone. Anyway, skip a year later. She goes, "Oh, do you remember when I said that to you?" Yeah. It was the guy with the moving mask.
I'd take that. I'd take it.
No, I don't sound
Yeah.
anything like Rorschach. Are you taking the piss? When you said that, I still haven't gotten over it. I was like, are you taking the piss? No.
I've got one question. You met a girl who knows what Watchmen is?
I know.
To be fair, she got it wrong.
Why did you not wife that, man?
I tell you why, mate. Because good old Rianne, I'm name dropping her. It's cool. I'm fine with her. Yeah, good old Rianne. She's literally 4'9", and with me, it was quite a horrifying sight. Tiny little 4'9" woman with me, 5'11", almost 30 stone. Quite a terrifying thing. I still don't know how she's alive, but that's not the point. Listen, the point is, yeah. Ever since then, I've been a bit triggered every time I've thought about whoever could play as Watchmen. But if anyone from the studios is watching, I'd like that. I'll give it a try.
But I don't know how long I can keep that up, so I try and do something different.
We'll see.
They'll ask for help. I'll whisper no.
Yeah,
I was just quickly want to say, the sequels to the comics before Watchmen.
Yeah.
Basically, origin story for all of them. If this does well enough, I reckon they might do that in animated form. I reckon that would be the sequel to the anime. Could be, but they might not. But I've been wanting to see. Yeah, I think that'd be a good way. I mean, if that's successful and they go, right, people clearly want to see more of this Watchmen, that's the next thing to do, isn't it?
Also, like because in the last sort of 5-6 years, I can't remember exactly when it came out. So there's another sequel comic to watch. There's actually two. There's one totally based around Rorschach that I do highly recommend. The Rorschach we know isn't obviously in it because he dies at the end of Watchmen. So, but it is a sequel. Do highly recommend picking that one up. It's by Tom King. And the other one as well is Doomsday Clock. That is, so they actually, because even though Watchmen is a DC property, it is not in the same universe as, say, Superman, Batman, whatever. It's his own contained universe.
Absolutely.
And with Doomsday Clock that they released a few years back, that was all about making Watchmen come into the fold of the DC universe. It's very, very good. They were teeing it up for years. It was when they did the redo, Paul, so went Rebirth. Yeah. That was a big sort of, I ended up just getting back into comics purely on that sort of thing. When you see that image of Batman holding the pin, fucking quality, man. So good. But yeah, I'm obviously looking forward to this, but I would like to see some new iterations from these characters. Like the before and after Watchmen comics would have been a perfect way to do that. And I think, Paul, if this is good, you might be right. We might get them down the line. Or we might get Doomsday Clock just to start making people a bit more like, oh, so they're in that universe now.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
Down the line, do you know what I mean? Like the greatest matchup ever, Dr. Manhattan and Superman. Who comes out of that one alive? Not Superman. Tell you that for nothing.
Yeah,
but anyway,
Dr. Manhattan's gonna kill him.
Yeah. Easy. Right, we're gonna move on, guys. Move on. All right, we have got Jordan Peele just announcing a new movie. So not really much to go off here because he only shared a date, but the date does sort of reveal something about the movie. Like, let's be fair. So Jordan Peele on X, Twitter, made the announcement that showed a picture of this date. So the 23rd of the 10th, 26. So that's obviously October time. Which tells me one thing. This is another horror film that we are getting from Jordan Peele. He's certainly becoming the horror maestro, as it were. He's 3 for 3 for me. So far, I liked all of his films. Us wasn't as good. I didn't enjoy that one as much as I enjoyed Nope or Get Out. Nope has actually got a lot better with rewatches and stuff like that. I think I was a little bit dumbfounded with that film when I came out of it first time. Didn't really know how I felt about it, but going back to it, I'm like, oh yeah, that is pretty epic film, to be fair. Get Out, obviously, bordering on masterpiece, bordering on. I think it's 5-star on my letterbox for sure. That really tackled some subjects in an interesting manner, coming from the right person, of course. Jordan Peele, big fan. And I'm just going to say as well, I'm going to piggyback on what Mr. Campier was saying the other day, right? Because he got my hopes up with this a little bit. He was saying on his YouTube channel that he thinks that this could have been possible, that this was the new date for Blade, and that Jordan Peele was going to be attached to Blade, because in recent months, Jordan Peele, it's been documented that he has had conversations with Marvel. So it would be pretty interesting to see what Jordan Peele would do with a Marvel movie. And because they've been having so much trouble with Blade, which we will get onto next, guys, I thought this, and he did, and when he said it, I was like, oh, fucking hell, yeah, that would have been a good idea. That would have sort of, because Blade's having so much trouble, we need a prestigious director to now come in and take the stink off the loss of like 5 directors or whatever it is. But we'll get into that one next. Guys, I just want to get your overall opinions on Jordan Peele as a director. What did you think about his prior 3 films? And are we excited for this movie that we don't know anything about, but I think we can safely say it's going to be another horror film? Paul, we'll go to you first for this one, mate.
I don't mind Jordan Peele. I'm not as like, I don't like, I haven't got, how do I say it?
Come on, be honest, Paul.
You don't like it, I get it.
His films, for me, when I watch them, I'm like, yeah, that was a great film. But then I feel no obligation to rewatch them ever again. I've only watched his 3 films once through.
All right.
Never really wanted to revisit them. Not because I didn't like them. I was just like, I'm done with them. Like I've seen them, I've watched them. I'm like, oh man, I need to watch that again. Don't know why. Don't know why it is, because I'm a big horror fan as well. So I don't know what it is. I feel Nope is my favorite of these 3 films. Then Get Out, then Us. Us is probably the one I feel like I need to rewatch again.
Yeah,
because I walked out of that movie quite confused. First time around in the cinema to watch it, I was like, I didn't quite get the ending. I was like, I need to watch it again, and I just never got around to it. I don't think he's up there with like, I can put a date out and people go, oh, the new Jordan Peele film, oh my god, he ain't no Christopher Nolan to me. If Nolan did that, if Nolan put a date out today, I'd be like, oh, let's go. Like, Jordan Peele's not that for me. For me, other people will disagree with that. If it's a horror film, cool. I'm a horror guy. If it comes out in October, cool. But I like going to watch horror films in October. It's my favorite time to watch horror films. I will go and check it out. But in terms of him as a director, his movies don't blow my socks off like he does for other people.
You're racist. I understand. All right, go on.
Man, edit that out. Edit that out. Edit that out.
Badger, what are we saying about?
I've got
Jordan
Michael Jordan
Peele?
on my hoodie. I ain't no racist.
All right.
Oh dear, what have I started?
Badger, Jordan Peele, what do we think? New film, just the date. That might be the title of the film. You never know.
You never know. Well, the guy does think outside the box, so who knows? It might be the title. It might come out in a few months. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's a sequel to Get Out called Get In.
Or a sequel to Us, Them.
Yeah.
Or a sequel to Nope. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got very unpopular opinions with this guy. I'm just gonna flat out say it. I absolutely reciprocate Paul's thoughts with this film. Well, mainly with the first one, Get Out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not much of a fan at all. I think it's passable at best. I don't think that much of it. I understand its layers. I've studied it a lot. I think the dialogue's great. Has some real funny moments. It's very quirky, very different in areas. I like it a lot. Just not to that extent. I don't know how it won Oscars. I just don't get it. No matter how much studying I've done on it, didn't get it.
Did it win
Like
Oscars?
it, though. Yeah. Oh yeah, it won. I at least know of one. I think it was just for best script or something, best screenplay or best film. I don't know. Either way, I just don't understand it. I don't. But his next film, Us, That one is bordering on masterpiece for me. I thought it was exceptional. I'm not kidding. Like, holy moly. That right there is that film is the outcome of someone thinking 1,000 light years outside of the box. It's just like, you just don't know what's going to happen next. You cannot predict it. The hidden messages in it did a lot for me. And the acting of the main woman, I thought she was phenomenal. Just incredible.
Eating a younger.
Yeah, I never managed to remember that name, but she was, I'm not kidding, like, I loved her so much. She almost reminded me of Toni Collette in Hereditary. It's like, I thought it was on that level. For me, personally, you know, when you see a performance that makes you go, what the fuck? It was like that.
Mm-hmm.
And nope, I definitely liked it more than Get Out. I liked it, weird and quirky, but I get how it could disappoint people because fuck me, is it a slow film? But I liked it a lot. So yeah, I'm very curious because I never know what I'm going to get from this guy's movies. So I am intrigued. Either way, I trust the guy, and we will see. We will see. Some people think that he might be the next M. Night Shyamalan. His first 3 films are kind of a hit, but then he declines after because of how weird this guy is. I can see why they would think it because the guy is weird, but I'm optimistic. So we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, just to go on the awards for Get Out, it won original screenplay, but it was actually nominated for 4 categories: directing, actor in a leading role for Daniel Kaluuya, and the best picture. So people did enjoy it.
Far away from it. I have no idea. If I was to rate that film out of 10, it's like a 6, maybe. Might be higher if I watch it again. I've seen it twice. Both times I haven't understood it. No matter how much I've tried to analyze it, I don't get the appeal. But if people dig it, that's cool.
I think it's like it's my own sort of like how I sort of rate films in my head. It's like if I watch a film and I immediately want to rewatch it, or I can't wait to watch it again, that to me in my head is an amazing film. Like, I've loved it that much, I can't wait to watch it again. And as much as I watched his films and I liked them, and I was like, that was 2 hours entertainment, I enjoyed it, I had a good time with it, I've never really gone, I can't wait to watch that again with or any 3 of them. I feel like I might need to. I probably will before this new one comes out. But that's what it is for me. It's like, I liked his films. I just, I don't own any 3 of them. They're not on my shelf. I've just never gone back to watch them. I've just like, I've watched them, was entertained, cool films, moved on.
All right, fair enough. I understand. I do. I get it.
All right. I think we'll move on, guys, to our next one. Last news story of the pod. Right. Where to begin with this one? Right. So I'm gonna get the story up right now. I can't imagine this is the last time we're going to speak about this project. Right, guys, why can't Marvel make a Blade movie? What the hell's going on? What the flipping hell's going on? Okay, MCU's Blade movie reboot loses another director. So I'll just read this little insert here. Marvel's Blade movie has lost yet another director. So what does this mean for the production? Marvel Studios' long-awaited Blade movie seems to be cursed, as it just lost another director in Jan Demange. You probably remember director Bassam Tariq was set to direct and dropped out back in 2022. The MCU's long-gestating reboot of the Daywalkers franchise Blade has seen so many different writers touching the script, with about 5 other writers taking a pass at the vampire story. Actor Mahershala Ali is still attached to it as the titular hero, but that secret sauce is still missing, and this was quite funny. And it seems previous Blade star Wesley Snipes has a clue on what Marvel Studios just can't get right, posting on Twitter, Blade, lordy, folks still looking for that secret sauce, riding snowmobiles in traffic, kind of rough. Daywalkers make it look easy, don't they? Fucking hell. Wesley, you've got to post your 10p in there. But guys, just what we're saying about Blade, it is becoming a bit of a joke. I'm at the point now where I've got that much love for this character, especially Wesley Snipes' portrayal of the character, that I'm like, you know what? Just leave it. You don't know what you're doing here. You didn't have a plan beforehand. What happened is, and Kevin Feige, I'll give you props, mate. Like, you've had a phone call off an Oscar-winning actor that's hot shit right now, saying, look, what you doing with Blade? Any chance? And Kevin Feige's been like, oh my God, I've got Comic-Con in 3 days, Mahershala Ali. You know what, mate? Yeah, get yourself down to San Diego. We'll announce Avengers 14 and we'll announce that you're going to be Blade. This was 2019, folks. So
was that when they announced? Was that when they come out at Comic-Con?
Yes.
Wow, it was not long ago.
5 years ago.
Let's just make it public. Let's make it public, Mahershala Ali. What's the worst thing that could happen? Next year. Terrible.
It was funny as well because recently as well, Mahershala Ali's lawyer was getting interviewed and they were like, look, that deal was made 5 years ago and it still hasn't happened yet. It's the worst thing I've seen in my professional career up to date. Mahershala Ali...
Has he just jumped on the new Jurassic Park? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that is a big indicator of possibly jumping ship. I imagine Mahershala Ali is still getting paid for this movie up until this point now. He'll be definitely contracted in and whatnot, even though he's not getting any work done, like acting-wise, he'll still be getting paid. But I can't see Mahershala Ali staying around much longer. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. The biggest hurdle that the MCU, Disney, Marvel had when it came to Blade, at whatever point they were going to reboot it, is the casting. And they nailed it. As soon as that casting was announced, I was like, oh, yep, right, I can stop sweating a little bit now. Just the rest of it needs to come into play. But all the writers that have took a pass at it, like we've even got Nick Pizzolatto that, wrote first season of True Detective. I was like, once he was like the third writer to be involved, I was like, oh, they've got it in the bag. But all these subsequent reports coming out of, it's going to involve Blade's daughter. It's just like, no, it's not. Do not do that. You're thinking too big with this property. You need to scale it down, right? I think the other big problem in this secret sauce that everyone keeps banging on about is the R rating, right? If you think about MCU so far, 25 films in, 30 films in, we haven't seen a proper horror film yet. And we haven't seen a proper R-rated film yet. Now, 50% of that is going to come to tuition next month when we see Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's see what an R-rated MCU film looks like, guys, because it had been reported as well that Deadpool is getting released in China. And if we know anything about China, they're quite, you've got to cut your film to get your film over there, basically. There will be jokes and stuff that has to be cut. Sean Levy come out and said, we haven't cut many jokes for Deadpool. And I'm like, what? So it's an R-rated and it's still getting let into China? Okay. We'll see. We'll see how R-rated these jokes really are. See how they handle blood, gore, violence, because that's another thing Marvel have never been, MCU Marvel I'm talking about here, have never been able to capture right. Werewolf by Night was a good sort of, so they can get into this supernatural thing quite well, and it looked all, they had their own little flavor on that, and I thought, Blade could definitely turn up in this little special that they did on Disney Plus. Guys, I think it's the R rating. I think they can't come to like a cohesive story that is true to the likes of Wesley Snipes and Blade. And the reason I bring Wesley Snipes in, even though he's not Blade in real life, he's Wesley Snipes, but he made that character bigger than the comic ever did. And I think there's an argument to be made, and we could say this about Superman, you could say this about Batman, but really, Blade, when that came out, really set the formula for the modern day superhero film. I think absolutely. You wouldn't have many a film of today's standard that look the way they do without having that first Blade movie come into the fold. It's a game changer. It's like it's the coolest like movie of all time, in my opinion. I fucking love Blade 1.
It's one of them films that if people who not comic books, you can't wait to tell them that it's based off a comic book.
Yeah.
Like, you know that awesome film that you love, but you can't stand comic books. That's a comic book. They go, what?
Paul, it's a top 5. It's a top 5 favorite film of my brother, who's like in his 40s. He still to this day doesn't have a Scooby-Doo. I've told him about 45 times. You know what I mean? Oh, this is a Marvel character. But, oh, is it? Yeah. He doesn't remember that. He just remains,
Nor does he need to, though. He doesn't. You don't need. That's the beauty of that film. Like, you did not know. Doesn't matter. It's an amazing film.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. But yeah, I'm just a bit. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know what it is. Obviously, they can't find the source. Do we say? My question to you guys is: do we just let this one go, or do we try and claw it back somehow? It's just the amount of writers, 2 directors. I just don't know, guys. I don't know, but I'm upset because it's one of the few characters that I really like. Care. I know it sounds like I'm being so soppy about Blade. It is such a sentimental film to me of my younger youth days and just getting into film. It was just when I realized, I love films. Like, it's just one of them. Do you know what I mean? It really was. And that sort of action, that sort of quip, that sort of dialogue that's in that film, everything about it, I absolutely love. So this is a bit of a burner for me, this one. But Paul, sorry, I've just absolutely rambled to death there.
So you should have. It's fine. I get it completely,
yeah, man.
right?
But yeah, Paul, what do we think about this? Another director on what are we doing?
Throw your script, toss it in the bin. Not asked anymore. Don't care.
Yeah,
I'm off the train. I don't care anymore. Like I'm sick of it about it, to be honest. It's not a difficult movie. I mean, I say that I have no idea how to make a movie, but you know what I'm saying. It's fucking Blade, man. It's a guy who goes around killing vampires. It's nothing intricate about it. There's no elaborate plot or intricate storyline to it. It's a vampire hunter. Like, it's easy to write.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why they can't get it right. You have, like you said, you got the perfect cast there. He I know for a fact he'd smash that out of the park. Know for a fact he would. It might, we have had that Wolf by Midnight. We've just had Echo, which was R-rated. We're getting Daredevil. Yeah. We've had Daredevil Born Again come in the start of next year, which is going to be R-rated under the Marvel spotlight. Maybe go that route. Maybe make it as a TV series. Bring it out. I don't know, but in terms of excitement level for a Blade Marvel movie, it's gone. I generally don't care anymore. I'm just more excited. In terms of Marvel, I want to know where Deadpool and Wolverine fits in and where we're going in the future with Fantastic Four and X-Men. That's what my eyes are on with Marvel. Deadpool, Fantastic Four, X-Men. Anything else, I'm not asked about at the moment, including Blade, unfortunately.
I'm sort of with you there, Paul. Badger, how do we feel about this one?
Well, it's pretty funny by now. It's like, I don't know, actually, it is funny, but it's not. The joke's over, but it is still funny how it just keeps on happening. How many times can you hear the same punchline to the same joke until, you know what I mean? It's just told by different people. That's the only variety there. So look, I'm a massive fan of Blade. I really am. And even though I would much rather Wesley Snipes come back, I'd be real pissed off if that was announced and kept getting postponed. I would prefer that. Still, at the end of the day, why not? I was looking forward to this. I'm not familiar with Mahershala Ali. I haven't seen many films with him in it. So this seems like perfect casting. Like, why not? Go for it. I'm cool with it. But yeah, they just keep fucking around. And it's not there yet, but it's almost on the same level of a joke as Batgirl. What happened with Batgirl recently, like how they fully made that film with Brendan Fraser and all that. They fully finished the film, spent hundreds of millions of dollars on it, I think, or something like that. And then it just didn't get released. Cost them so much money. It's insane. And it looks like this might be going down that path of just becoming an infamous joke like that film. I don't know. Like, to quote Blade in the first film, some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. You know what I mean? That film predicted it.
What's crazy is I seen an article, a quick article the other day. I didn't read it, but it just said Marvel looking for writers for Midnight Suns. I'm like, yeah,
Midnight Suns?
What are you talking about?
No.
It's basically like a dark Justice League, dark Avengers, if you like, with Blade and Ghost Rider, sort of like a dark Marvel character team up movie. Comic book series.
Ghost Rider and Blade.
Ghost Rider, Blade.
Moon Knight's in it as well, I think.
Moon Knight's in it, yeah. There's a few others, but they were talking about that. I'm like, wait, you haven't got Blade off the ground yet.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
really?
It's.
Why would they rush ahead?
I don't know.
That's like them announcing like a Super Smash Brothers movie just after the Mario film.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, slow it down. It's a mess.
Yeah, I don't. I think I really don't.
I think a series might be the way forward here. Let's see how Daredevil handles its mature rating on Disney Plus. Paul, you mentioned it there. Like, I totally forgot about that one up top. Echo, that was obviously R-rated. So, but I think that was that always going to be R-rated, or did the
I'm not too sure, but it was their first under the Marvel Spotlight brand, which is their sort of grounded, more mature characters that they're going to be using that.
Bring back Marvel Knights as a film, like as a film studio. So in the comics,
I think that this is essentially what that is. They've just rebranded it for TV purposes.
Yeah, but then
if they were to call this Marvel Knights, I believe they'd be doing the same thing. I think that's what it is. It's just the live action version of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Yeah. But anyway, guys, Blade, it's an ongoing story. This might be the last you hear about it on this channel for a long time.
Imagine we finally get it, though, and it's crap. Like, imagine we get it like 3 years' time, and it's just a crap film.
I'd rather not. And
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not one of these people that don't make it because the original's so good. Like, I'm not one of them people at all. But in this instance, in this case, maybe.
It'd be a similar thing with The Flash, though, even though I quite enjoyed The Flash. I know you did as well, Alex, critically and audiently, many people did pan that, and that went through developmental hell for years, and then once it finally come, people were like, waited all this time for this.
I will say that the problem when Badger, you were going on about Batgirl, and then Paul, you were saying about The Flash there, both them movies at least had been like primarily shot. The problems happened when they were shooting that film. Do you know what I mean? And Batgirl, some weird shit going on with Batgirl, because if them Bad Boys, the last two Bad Boys films, they're competent directors. So there's something very stinky going on about that whole production. But I believe one day we will see that 100%. Some little tyrant will leak that in Warner Brothers, go to jail for the rest of his life. But anyway,
we get entertained.
All right, that's it for stories. Right, we have got our Alien Invasion movie tier list. You might be thinking, guys, why are you doing an Alien Invasion movie tier list? Bit random. Not that random. We've got Quiet Place Part 3. No. Day one coming out next Friday. Is it this Friday or next Friday?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Is it? Yeah. Is it? That's sooner than I thought.
28th, I think. 28th. Right, we're going next Friday to watch Me and Missus.
Yeah, next week. Might do a review on that one on the channel, Paul, if you're up for it. Badger, I don't know if you want to join us for that review. I know you don't know.
So.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm not like, it's not like I'm massively looking forward to it or anything like that. I thought, but the trailers do look pretty good. I watched Quiet Place Part 2 again the other week. What a little banger, that film. I forget.
I love both them films, man.
They're great,
unique idea that was for a movie, man. Just money and like just that. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Carry on.
For me, it was like
lightning in a bottle. I was trying to say just a lightning in a bottle sort of movie.
It was just, they were so different. They brought a real unique element to the game, with the deaf and the hearing and stuff like that, and how the creatures would eventually
use of sound in those movies are fantastic.
Awesome. Right, guys, we're going to go through this little tier list. It's a
just dead quick as well. I was just going to quickly say the game for
have you seen the trailer for that?
Yeah, it looks mad.
Badass, man. Looks scary.
There's a game trailer for A Quiet Place, and I'm like, yeah, just give me some of that. It looks like Alien Isolation. What? Yeah, it looks like Alien Isolation, but like triple. And can we please get the sequel to Alien Isolation? God damn it, that game rocks. Brilliant game. Anyway.
So, right, guys, we're going to go through this tier list. It's a bit random. I just searched Alien Invasion movie tier list, but all the guys on the thumbnails are all here as well, so I thought I'd go for it. We're not going to spend too long on this one, guys, because there's quite a few films here, so we're just going to give our brief thoughts on it and where we'll put it. We'll start off. We may as well start off with A Quiet Place Part 1. I am going to put this in A because, like we've just been saying there, I think it introduced some unique elements to the fold and whatnot. Really interesting creature design, a really good first directing job for John Krasinski. Like, after A Quiet Place, you look at John Krasinski in a totally different light now. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh my God, this guy means business. But yeah, just as far as an alien invasion movie goes, very, very, very good. I would be happy putting this in A. There's a few movies here that would go in S for me that I don't think it quite meets that level, but A, bordering on S. Badger, we'll go for you. Quiet Place, where would you rank this little baby?
About A-, I'd say. So yeah, A. I'd say yeah.
A.
Definitely. They're both great films. I put them both at 8 out of 10 for both of them. I think they're both great films. Not masterful or anything, but I did like them a lot. And that second one did surprise me. And considering that the best parts of the second one, in my opinion, were the flashback scenes when they arrived on Earth. Day one is going to be exquisite. It's going to be that, but the whole film. You give me some of that.
I'm getting more excited about that film the more we talk about it. I can't lie.
Yeah, actually, yeah, literally the same.
Yeah. All Quiet Place. I know we've just spoken about it a little bit, but where would you rank this one, bud?
Yeah, echo your thoughts, man. Yeah, like Badger just said, that's one of the best parts of part 2. That it like the flashback bit. So to see that all in one film is going to be awesome. Yeah, great, unique idea for a film. Lightning in the bottle, like I said up top. A for me. Highly rewatchable. It's a quick film. It's not a long film. Love the design, the sound design for it. I remember going to the cinema to watch it, and I had a massive tub of popcorn because the film was that quiet. I couldn't really eat it. So by the end, I had like half a box left. But there's a scene in it where he takes his kid to a waterfall, and it was dead loud in the cinema. So I was like, quick, get me snacks in. Great directional debut. I really love this film. I'll go A.
Easy A. All right, next film is District 9, and this is going to be my first S tier film.
S. Let's just stop talking about it. Put it in S now. S now.
easily Neil Blomkamp's best film, and the reason why I will watch literally anything the guy puts out. Obviously, with me and Badger especially have spoke about this ad nauseum, but the guy had a really good pitch for an Alien sequel film. That I don't think Ridley Scott was too impressed by, and he was also making his Covenant at the time. So we put that one to bed. But yeah, District 9 is fucking awesome. It's so good. Sharlto Copley, this is another like introduction to that actor, and he's become one of my favorites. We really don't get enough of him, in my opinion. Although we did see him twice this year in Monkey Man and Boy Kills World. But yeah, District 9, guys, I just think it's highly unique. Like when you first watch this for the first 15-10 minutes, like you're like, is this real? What am I on Netflix here? Is that a real life documentary? No. It's just got this vibe about it, man. I love it. And when they're doing all the interviews with the staff and stuff like that, and they're speaking in past tense, so your intrigue's going right up because you're like, oh, something crazy's happened. And when they actually show you the visual effects in this film, so good. The way he's got the scale of the ship that's surrounding South Africa above where it is, like the encampment and stuff. Like what he was saying with like the the prawns and stuff like that. Obviously, there was a little bit of race involved and stuff like that. District 9 to me is a 5-star film, a masterpiece, S tier. I absolutely love it. Paul, District 9, what do we think about this, mate?
I was thinking A before you started talking about it, but I think I'm going to go to S. I've not watched it admittedly not watched it in quite a fair few years now. But I remember it coming out. I remember it being one of them word of mouth movies where everyone was talking about, saying you need to check out this District 9, and I did, and I fell in love with it. A lot of heartfelt moment. Pulls out sort of the pulls of the heartstrings in parts.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, like you've covered it, man. Just great premise. Great idea. That sort of like mockumentary sort of style works so well for it. It's like it feels so realistic that you're like, this could happen. You know, this is what it would be like if aliens came to Earth, whatnot. Yeah, great. Was it his directional debut as well?
I think it was. Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah, incredible directional debut. Same with A Quiet Place. No, I'm going to stick with A. But if Badger goes S, we'll stick in S.
All right. Badger, where's this one going? S.
Z.
What?
It's amazing.
Dad jokes. Yeah, man. Masterpiece. I absolutely adore it. I will always trust Neil Blomkamp, like, thanks to this film. Unlike you, Ellis, I'm not a big fan of Elysium. I just think it's okay. Chappie, though, I know. Chappie, I really like, though. I thought that was pretty underrated. I really liked it. And yeah, I'm really pissed off the guy didn't get to make the Alien sequel. Thanks to this film, I trust what he can do. And he was also going to delete all of the RoboCop sequels and do a direct sequel to the first RoboCop.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Before that got scrapped as well. It's like, can we just stop doing that to him? Just let him do his thing.
Did this film get a sequel?
Nope, it's getting one.
I feel like I've been reading about a sequel for this for so long.
Since 2009, we've wanted one since 2009. It ended on a cliffhanger. We're still waiting. It's annoying.
So weird. I always like, because they're so similar stylistically, I always like looked at Elysium as the sequel to District 9. I know it's not. I know Charlton Copley's playing a completely different character. By the way, Elysium, like, I know people don't love it. I do love it. I think it's highly underrated. Charlton Copley playing the villain in Elysium. Come on.
It's great. I still think Chappie's my favorite performance of his. But yeah, he was great.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that, Budge. But right, all right, mate. Next film here, folks. Annihilation. I do love this film. And maybe it's love is a strong film. I really, really enjoy this film. Alex Garland is a director that I've always got my eye on. Wasn't crazy on Civil War that came out this year. But as far as Annihilation goes, strong cast, strong female cast. Natalie Portman puts in a good effort here. You've got Oscar Isaac, who's in a really disturbing scene in this one. But as far as alien invasion goes, it's a bit of a weird one. Like, it is very alien, but we're not dealing with sort of, the aliens from Independence Day and stuff like that. It's a little bit more cerebral, this film. Gotta think about it a little bit, like what the hell is going on. But it's a beautiful looking film. But I'd go C/B, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it. I just think, as far as the alien invasion aspect of it, not amazing, that aspect. That's all I'll say. But Annihilation, guys, what we saying on this one? Paul, go to you first for this, mate.
Yeah, admittedly, again, I've only seen this film the once. I think we've spoke about this film on another tier list we did, but I can't remember what the tier list was for. So I haven't got the fondest. I can't really remember a lot of it. But I remember enjoying it. I remember really liking it. I liked the psychedelic approach to it. I liked the creature design, if you want to call it the creature design for it. I thought that was creepy, eerie. The sound design for that was fantastic. Yeah. But just looking at other ones I can see in that tier list, there's other ones there that I'm going to be talking a hell of a lot more about than this. So I'd probably go about maybe C as well.
Yeah, that's fair. Badger, what are your feelings on this one, mate?
Don't have any. Look, I saw the film after my friend kept recommending it to me like crazy, and I checked it out. I get its originality, but I really didn't think much of it at all. I have a feeling I need to rewatch it again because I just didn't get on with it. I think it's like a C for now. I didn't care much for it at all. I just thought it was different. I'll check it out again one day.
Go see. I'm okay with that one. We'll go see for Annihilation. Arrival. So we've obviously spoken about this film quite a bit on the pod. It's weird because the concept, right, I would put an S. I think the concept is amazing, but this is one of my least rewatched Denis Villeneuve films, definitely. But like, if we're talking about the subject matter here of alien invasion, it does it very well. And it comes up with, a very unique idea where the film is about language. That is primarily what this film is about. And I think that is fascinating. Do I enjoy the film? Is it one of these films that I'm going to put on a Saturday night at 9:00 with a few beers? Probably not. But I'd go A/B for this one. Yeah, I'm probably in the minority there. I know I'll get killed in the comments for that one. But Paul, tell me I'm wrong.
No, mate, that's straight. This S tier film for me. I absolutely adore this movie. I spoke about it on our Denis Villeneuve ranking, so I'll quickly iterate the sort of same thoughts because it is the same thoughts I have. I think it's a unique idea on alien invasion. I went into it thinking it was going to be one film and walked out and it was a completely different film. Sometimes when that happens, it makes me feel like I didn't like it, but I preferred what I was given to what I wanted from this. I walked out, I was nearly in tears. I probably was crying because I cry like a bitch at most films nowadays. Just the message, the film, it just stuck with me for so long. Like this idea of what would you do with your life if you could do things different and that sort of thing. Just all that stuff just worked for me. I love it. I've rewatched it like 5 or 6 times since release, and I always pick up on different things on it each time. I love it. S tier for me.
S tier. Badger, what are we saying about Denis Villeneuve's Arrival?
Yeah, remarkable film. We spoke about it before. I think I put it in A or S, and I'm not too sure which one I put it in now. Somewhere between, so I guess we should put it in A. I think the film's remarkable. If I was to rate it out of 10, probably a 9. Probably a 9.5, not too sure. But it is a remarkable movie, very different from what the hell you expected with the trailer and with the, the story. It just seems like another alien invasion film. Oh no, it made you think in a big bad way. Now I get it if it puts some people off, fair enough. I still think the film's beautiful. So yeah, send that film my way. I actually sold it recently, had it on Blu-ray, sold it just so I can upgrade to that 4K, man. Because if any film needs a 4K, it's that one.
That's fair.
I need to do the same, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my big ass 75-inch TV here, man. The film needs to be appreciated on that screen, on that 4K.
Guys, I need to run to the toilet very, very quickly. I'll be like literally 30 seconds. Are you okay with that?
Of course.
If you need to do anything, just 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Just put the next one up, and then we'll just talk about it whilst you're away.
All right. Next one we've got is Attack the Block. If you remember this film, I like this film.
Yeah.
I like this one. Badger, I'll let you roll with this one while I relieve myself of a wee. Be 2 seconds.
The way you worded that. All he was missing was a Stephen Fry accent.
Need to relieve myself of a wee. Yes.
Yeah, look, Attack on the Block, or was it Attack the Block?
Attack the Block, yeah.
Yeah, Attack the Block. It's banging. I only saw it for the first time like about 6 months ago, and I was very surprised by it. It's funny, it's charming, and it has loads of unique character to it. I wouldn't say I was madly in love with it, but it was funny. The alien side of it did kind of disappoint me. I wasn't a big fan of how the aliens looked, but just the action scenes with them and the style, I liked it a lot. So I'm going B for that one.
Yeah. I enjoyed it when I seen it. Admittedly, again, I think I've only watched it once, maybe twice, but it come out at a time when I was sort of into my London hood movies like Kidulthood and
you know that. Oh, I didn't know you knew that film. Wow.
Kidulthood. What else? Harry Brown. Ill Manor, all them sort of films. So it sort of was that, but with a London youth but with an alien invasion twist to it, which I like alien invasion movies, and I like sort of like London hood movies, if you like.
Wow.
So it was sort of like a good meld of two genres that I liked. John Boyega in it, who eventually went on into Star Wars fame. So I knew who he was before him going into Star Wars, so I was excited about that because he's quite good in this film. Yeah, it's a fun film. It's the alien, the special effects for it aren't amazing, but it's got its charm to it. It's got a good sort of British humour to it. It's sort of got like a British sort of Stranger Things, if you like a London version of Stranger Things. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Probably not one I would rush to watch ever again, or I don't own it or anything, but I had fun with it, so I'll probably get like B for it.
Yeah, same. B. Cool. I need to pick your brain soon, Paul, about those films. I didn't know you liked those ones. Great stuff. Great stuff.
I'd happily put this in B. I think this is a little fun movie, to be honest. This almost feels like an Edgar Wright film when it's not. And I don't know whether that's just because it's like I'm subconsciously thinking about the fact that Nick Frost is in it. But I like this. Like you were saying, Paul, it was my introduction to sort of John Boyega, and it was like, oh, this guy's pretty good, actually. He can lead a little film here. But yeah, I'd go B. It's not changing lives. It's not curing cancer. It's just a solid little British movie. Right. I haven't seen this next film, believe it or not. This is one of my blind spots for Steven Spielberg, I think it is. Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this one's a blind spot for me. So I'd have to put this in haven't seen. So I'll pass it over to you, Badger.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't really criticize because I haven't seen the film in a long time, well over a decade. But every time I've seen it, I remember loving it. I think it is quite a special, charming film. At least that's what my memory serves. And I would definitely go for the director's cut because it made that epic ending just a lot better. Very, very unique, and in many ways, definitely has Spielberg's magic all over it. I'm guessing A, but I don't remember too well. But I'm guessing A. Yeah, absolutely. Go and check it out, Ellis. Me personally, I'm getting it on 4K Blu-ray soon. I actually do have it written down on my list of things to get, so I will be getting that soon. But for now, I'm going to the bathroom. Be back in a bit, guys.
Yep. Paul, what are you saying about Close Encounters?
Yeah, not necessarily my favorite Spielberg film, but it is very much a Spielberg movie. It's got that Spielberg charm to it. I'm a sucker for like small town, movies set in like small towns and stuff, like the Goonies and Jaws, and you get these unique cast of characters from this small town. It's got all that charm to it. Great cast of characters. Special effects for the time were spellbinding. They still hold up now to a degree. You can tell they're dated, but if you tell yourself this was made in like the late 70s or early 80s, you're like, the special effects are great for that time. Just a fun film, man. It's like one of them films you'd watch on a quiet rainy Sunday afternoon and just get lost in it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Spielberg has that factor with a lot of his films. Jurassic Park, Jaws. They're just films you can just sit off on a Sunday rainy afternoon, just get lost in like one of his movies. And yeah, it's a great little alien invasion movie. It's not like a horror one. It is like a sort of family, like a charm family movie. It's a lot of fun and I enjoy it. Admittedly, again, like Badger just said, I've not watched it in well over a decade, but I do remember distinctly watching it a fair few times as a kid. So yeah, I'll probably go A as well. Right,
well, it's gone in A. I will definitely be watching that at some point. Definitely a Sunday afternoon sort of film by the looks 100%. Of it. All right, moving on. Matt Reeves' Cloverfield. Right, I think this came out in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't matter. But what my point was is that the marketing campaign to this film was wow. It was amazing. It was like you really didn't know what you were going to be getting here, but the trailers and obviously that poster is cemented in my brain. Such a sick poster when you see the trail of the water going into the city and stuff like that. Awesome. I enjoy this film. It's not one that I rewatch. It's a bit annoying, right? Because I love what's going on in the film. I love the concept of the film and what we're having to deal with. I just don't like the found footage aspect to
You're
it.
gonna piss me off. You're gonna piss me off.
That's the only one bit that drives me insane. I like the fact that it makes the film seem a lot more fresh and unique, and the fact that they did use found footage. They could maybe skimp a little bit with the budget, with the creature design and whatnot, because you don't see a proper shot of it until right at the end. But we'll not moving on, but the next film in the franchise is a film that I really do love. For me, Cloverfield, I'd put this in B, above Attack of the Block. Badger, what are you saying about this one?
I'm saying you've pissed me off. I'm going to go back to the bathroom again and come back, and hopefully you would have wised up. Yeah, no, pretty much. I think this film's great. I'll put it in A. Absolutely, I think it's great. I love the found footage aspect. It breathed new life into a genre that was already boring me. Monsters running around the city. Added realism to it. It was definitely different. Watching the film, I'm seeing those quirky little aliens coming from the big monster. I just love that because that wasn't in the trailer. Didn't expect it. Wonderful film. I think it's fantastic. The only thing I'm a bit confused by, you probably did answer this, but I was in the toilet. I didn't hear you. Why is this on here? Because it's not an alien.
What is it?
It came from the sea. It's established.
It's on my alien invasion movie tier list, and it's on my thumbnail. So it's I'm retconning it. That's
Okay.
what
Don't you see it crash land in the very final frame of the film? Yes, I think you do.
No. You see a satellite crash land in the sea, and that woke up the monster that was sleeping.
Oh yes, yeah, you are right. Yes, you are right.
It was sleeping. It comes from Earth. It's just been hidden. It's been asleep for hundreds of thousands of years. That's what it's establishing. And the creatures that come from it are also sea creatures. So there's nothing space about this. But it's all good. I just wondered if you had an answer for that. But fine, it's all good. Let's move on. Forget I poked a hole in your logic.
That is a good point, because I've never. Yeah, you are right. I've always thought it as an alien, though. Like it's an alien. Like that's how.
Hang on. Wait a minute, because hang on, 10 Cloverfield Lane. They're fucking spaceships.
They're not in the same universe.
Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane's got nothing to do with this film.
What?
Yeah, they don't.
What?
No, all three of them Cloverfield films are complete different stories. It's like Black Mirror episodes.
Well, Paradox connects with the first one. It's got the same creature.
No, it's not literally the same creature. Not literally the exact same one. It's just a different alternate universe. The creature that you see, the
species, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but the one you see in the Cloverfield Paradox is like 50 times the size of the one from the first film.
Yeah, it's got the same face though.
Yeah, but like 50
times. I
don't
remember Paradox.
Fair. I don't blame you. That film was terrible.
It was bad.
When Halloween 3 Season of the Witch got rid of Michael Myers because they were trying to do Halloween films and different stories. They were like trying to be finished with Michael Myers and add a completely new story. That's what they were going for. That's what this is. It's like Black Mirror and all that. It's just each film is a different universe. But with Cloverfield Paradox, they went into they just crossed lines with universes. It was weird. I still don't know what they were going for in that film. But yeah, they're not the same at all. That's why with 10 Cloverfield Lane, they never once mention, hey, do you think that monster that attacked Manhattan's come back? They never even mention it. I mean, after 9/11, everyone was talking about terrorism whenever something blew up. They would have done the same for this.
See, I took 10 Cloverfield as it was happening at the same time as the Cloverfield, when she hears all the chaos on the radio at the start of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I would be interested, but now they're set in different years.
I'm going to do some investigating after this stream. I tell you.
Yeah, right. I've always watched both of them as complete. They just got the identical title, like the complete different films.
Right. Where are we putting them? Because it's got to go somewhere. Where's Cloverfield going?
A for me.
It's an A for me. It's one of my favorite cinema experiences. I remember going to watch on the big screen. It blew my fucking head off. Like I left the cinema like on edge. Like it was such a great film on the big screen. Like the sound design was deafening to that monster. the way the found footage is in the trenches with the creature design was incredible, and the scale of it, and it was scary. It was like, oh my god, they've made this feel so realistic. And I said to you guys like off camera in our group chat about Civil War, and I thought in my head that was going to be pretty similar to this. I thought that's what they were going to go with that film, because had they have done that, I probably would have liked Civil War a lot more, where it's sort of it down in the trenches and following the characters and what's going on with this monster and what it's doing to the city. Just works me so well. I'd probably go A as well. I think it's a great film.
Yeah, well, I'd go B, but you two guys are going A, so it's 2 against 1. A. 10 Cloverfield. Now that is an A for me. 100%. If we're talking about alien invasion, I think it's a very good one. Yes, we don't even realize it's an alien invasion until about an hour 45 into the bloody film. But I think all the elements prior to that, John Goodman, just one of his best performances ever.
Absolutely.
The tension that's in that bunker throughout the film is just so good. So good. That's going to go in A for me. Won't spend any more time on it. Paul, what are you saying about this?
I actually think the alien part of it dismantles the film for me personally.
All right, right.
I liked the film right up to it. I was like, oh, it's bloody aliens. Like, because you don't know what they're hiding from, and it could have been anything. In my head, and I was like, is it a zombie apocalypse? Is it an outbreak, a gas leak, anything? And it's like, oh, they're doing aliens again. So that sort of dismantled the film for me. I don't hate the film because of that. But it just, the ending disappointed me. I'll probably go B with it. But
that's fair.
It's a great movie. I didn't really like the ending to it.
Badger, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Well, same. If I'm honest with you, I don't think this is a great film like many people do. First of all, it did disappoint me because I didn't know that it was set in a different universe to Cloverfield. And the marketing made you think it was. Not just the fact it's called 10 Cloverfield Lane, but even the tagline said beasts come in many, like monsters come in many different sizes. Well, that makes you think of the first film, doesn't it? I saw the film. What the fuck is going on here? It was so annoying. But once I got past that, I recognized, look, just by itself, it is a solid thriller. It is solid. Very well written, great characters. But yeah, I don't like the ending either. I'm not a fan of it. It feels like it changes genre, but not in a good way. Just how like she blows up that UFO like so easily. I was like, come on, man. You turn into like an archetypal like action hero. Just kind of remove the realism for me. I wasn't into it, but it's okay. I give the film like a B. I like it.
B, yeah. We'll go. Paul, where did you say, mate? C. B. Go B.
Right, you're not happy with that, are you, Ellis? Ellis not happy with that.
No, I am. No, it's fine. B's good for me as long as it's not in C. Guys, you're more blowing my mind with the fact that these films aren't connected. I've went through like at least 10 years of my life thinking they are. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like,
your YouTube search history is going to be Cloverfield explain, Cloverfield timeline.
That's what I'm doing tonight at work.
The problem is you'll never get to the end. That's the problem because you still don't know.
The rabbit hole will be deep.
Yeah, man.
See, like, even as bad as Paradox was, like I loved it just because of that sheer one little clip of like the monster coming out of the clouds. I was like, wow, that looks amazing. Anyway, we're going to rapid fire through some of these guys. Edge of Tomorrow, we've spoken about it before on this stream. Alien Invasion goes very well. Concept, they nail their concept right. Great aliens, great left field performance from Tom Cruise that you don't see a lot, playing an absolute coward. Love that. Emily Blunt smashes the hell out of this film. Loses a bit of steam in the third act. I will just say that. But the Groundhog Day style of it, Bill Paxton, this one, solid A for me. Paul, where we going, Edge of Tomorrow?
Solid A for me as well. I just reiterate everything you just said. Yeah, it's a great alien invasion film. I like the Groundhog Day stuff to it. Tom Cruise is cool in it. Emily Blunt's cool in it. Just a fun movie.
Yeah, Badger. Edge of Tomorrow.
Solid A, great movie, and I do not want that sequel. It's great just by itself. Leave it alone.
Yeah, same. Wonderful leave it alone.
Film.
Yeah,
wonderful film.
Oh, give me a sequel, man. Give me a sequel. The Fifth Element. this is S tier because it's like in my top 20 films of all time. I absolutely love The Fifth Element. It is an alien invasion, if you remember right at the beginning when you've got like the ship coming down. That's the way I'll count this in the rules. Yeah, just absolutely awesome film. Set design, Luc Besson as a director just absolutely nails it every time for me. World-class performance from Gary Oldman. Very strange, weird performance from Gary Oldman. Love it. Bruce Willis, Corbin Dallas, one of my favorite characters from him. And the sets. Recently it popped up on my Instagram the other day, right? And it was the behind-the-scenes photos of The Fifth Element and the miniatures that they built for the film. Oh my God. Heaven, absolute heaven. This one's easy S tier for me, but that's because I love the film. If we're actually talking about alien invasion, I'd probably just go B to A, but just my bias is taking that out of it. I'd go S for The Fifth Element. Badger, where would you go with this one, mate?
I generally don't know. Because that's an alien invasion, I'd say like D. It doesn't feel much like an alien invasion to me. Like with what happens. I know what you mean though. I just feel like whatever, I don't know. But the film itself is great. It's one of the most rewatched films of all time for me when I was a child. It's one of the first DVDs I ever had. I kept pissing everyone off with how much I watched it when I was like 8 years old. Great film. But yeah, I don't know. I guess A, maybe B. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I won't lie. Over a decade, probably 15 years. But I need to rewatch it again. But it's also though, and Mila Jovovich is incredible in that film as well. Multipass. I loved it. She's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, bring it on. I'd say A, B, whatever.
Yeah, Paul.
It's probably the first one I really don't have any thoughts on. I've only probably watched it once or twice my entire life. I don't know why, because I love Bruce Willis, and I don't know why. It's just one. It just sort of escaped me as a kid. Like I watched it once, and I just never watched it again.
Okay.
I can't even remember what it's about. I couldn't even tell you the premise of the movie. So for that, and Ellis loves it. Let's go S.
Yeah.
That's great.
Let the baby have its bottle.
Yeah. Put the dummies back in the mouth, boys. Right, okay. This is genuinely probably, I think, the best alien invasion movie of all time. Independence Day. I honestly think it just doesn't get any better than this. The concept is so alien invasion, like it's the blockbuster aspect to it. It's Roland Emmerich's best film. It's one of Will Smith's best performances. And the fact that he's paired up with Jeff Goldblum rocks my socks off. I like the alien designs. I like all the impending doom of this ship just over the city and everyone freaking out. It gives a good view of what maybe we'd be like when we see this. You know what I mean? You'd have people like, oh yeah, with the signs up and stuff like that. Like you're welcome here and all that. But yeah, I think this is one of the best films of the 90s. It's just this so good. Bill Pullman, amazing as a president. It's just doesn't get any better for me. This is S tier for me, flat out. Paul, what you saying about?
Yeah, whatever you just said, mate. On repeat, S tier film, one of the best films of the 90s, one of the best summer blockbuster movies of all time, one of the best alien invasion movies of all time. Just absolute popcorn cinema to me. Just this one of the films where I always say this is why I love movies. Yeah,
totally, mate. Badger, what we saying about this one?
So this film is completely antithetical to my tastes. It's all a load of scenes about politicians talking a load of mumbo jumbo, and it's epic, huge. There's nothing grounded about it. It's all chaos. This is not my scene, but still put it in S because it surpassed all of that. This is one of the best films I've ever seen. I don't care who says it's too cheesy. All you can get fucked.
Yeah,
This film is fucking exquisite. I adore this movie. I'm going to be reviewing it for its 30th anniversary soon. I cannot wait for it. Eh? Sorry, Paul?
Does this have a 4K? I need to rewatch. I've not watched this film in a good few years. I've probably not watched this film in about a decade, and I need to rewatch this. I don't know why I haven't rewatched this.
Got it right 4K. Down there.
I'm going to order that. I'm going to literally order that after this stream.
Do it. Wonderful film. It's fantastic. The 4K is great. Absolutely love this film. Simply put it in S. Thank God they didn't do a sequel to this and completely ruin it. That was terrible.
Right. Moving on. Mars Attacks. Right. Probably watching this, you'd probably think I absolutely love this film, but I don't. It's not one that I rewatch as an adult. It always used to freak me out as a kid, to be honest, as well.
Same.
And it's weird because it's so over the top CGI heavy and so fake. But even back when I used to watch it always used to freak me out. Watched it again a few years back, and the film's just a fucking joke, man. Like you've got Pierce Brosnan in here, you've got Nicholas. Oh my God, Jack Nicholson. How dare you forgetting that name, Ellis?
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God.
You got Jack Nicholson playing as two different characters.
Yeah.
What he plays the president? Who else does he play?
The guy in the wig in that weird businessman.
Oh right. The thing is as well, like Mars Attacks, you can't get any more alien invasion than this. But when you actually sit down and watch the film and you see all the UFOs coming, this is like the polar opposite of what we've just been speaking about with Independence Day.
It's like a love letter to like B movies, you know what I mean? Like 50s B movies, man.
But he should have made it black and white if that's where he was going, like he did with Ed Wood. Like,
I'm gonna go watch Mars Attacks in black and white. I'm gonna fucking do that.
I bet that fucking works. I bet it does.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you're missing someone else, by the way, Ellis, with the cast. Go on.
Oh, go on.
That unusual Batman.
Tom Jones.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that. You're right, Badger. Yeah. Jesus Christ, it's a fun film. It's just not one that I'm gonna rewatch. It's like I'm not the biggest comedy guy myself. Anyway, so this leans a little bit more into that. But where would I put this? I'd put it high tier C/B for me. Paul, what are you saying?
Yeah, it's a crazy film. This is Tim Burton off his rocker, man. It's a crazy film. I'd love to watch this film on like shrooms or something, man. That'd be a craziest experience, man. It's not. I've watched that a handful of times. When it come out, or around in like the late 90s, and that I haven't watched again. Not watched it in over a decade, easy. It's a crazy film, man. It is mad, but it's not one of like, oh man, Mars Attacks, one of my favorite films ever. But it is a fun alien invasion movie. Do you know what I mean? It does the job. But I've always seen it as sort of like a love letter. Probably Tim Burton's love letter to those pulpy, 40s, 50s aliens movie with the fucking UFOs on strings and shit. It's full of all that flavor. So, I'd probably go about C as well. Yeah.
Badger.
I'm different to you guys. This is an A for me.
Really? I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no kidding. This pretty much, guys. I'm just gonna be real with you for a second. I've never done drugs before. I haven't. I've never touched them, never given them a try ever. I just never saw the appeal. But after watching this film, there's no need to try them. I've already experienced the effect. your head just goes all over the place when you're watching this, man. Like the strongest thing I've ever tried in my life is weed, and I can't stand it. So, I mean, that's as far as I'm willing to take it. I feel like this was a stronger experience than weed. It was just a mind-blowing clusterfuck. It goes all over the place, but I think it's mad charming. I do think all of the tones somehow do get squeezed together this interesting way. I like it. Can't help it. I like this film. It's got so much going on, but there's something about it that's real charming. I think it's like a straight up A. I like this film a lot. I love it. Oh my kidding, I love it. Can we please get this on 4K soon, please?
I wonder what the CGI looks in that 4K edition. But where the hell are we going with this? Should we meet in the middle and go B? Because me and Paul was C. Go B. Go high C.
It's a C. No, it's a C. If you two outnumber me, C.
No, because you went. Where did you go? A. You went A, didn't you? So that's quite high up. So we'll go B.
Oh.
We'll go B. Fuck it.
Keep everyone happy.
Yeah, just keep this moving on. We haven't got long left, guys. Right. No. Men in Black for me is S tier. Yet
Yeah.
again.
Oh, really?
I haven't got anything. Oh my god, yeah, 100%, man. I just think this is blockbuster filmmaking at its finest. The Danny Elfman score's amazing. I love that intro. You've got what the hell, Vincent D'Onofrio, like as that the villain guy. Is that better? I love that. Water, sugar, water, more. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. This and Tommy Lee Jones, I'm like a really big fan of him, but like there's not like an awful lot of content to go and rewatch of Tommy Lee Jones. But this is one of them. Men in Black for me, easy S tier. Paul?
Yeah, same, man. It's one of my childhood favourite films. Still vividly remember being taken to go watch it with my mum and brother at the cinema, and fell in love with it.
Man.
Great concept. You know, it's sort of like a urban legend, Men in Black. Make a big budget film of that. Will Smith at his peak with Independence Day, you know what I mean? Will Smith firing on all cylinders. Great characters, great alien designs, great music, great comedy, great action. Again, just it's this one of the films like this. Is why I love movies. It's just films like this, like S, without a doubt.
Badger?
Oh, a man came in here earlier. A good man. Amazing performance. He was absolutely incredible, man. He really is. I'm not kidding. That is one of my favorite villain performances of all time. It is so over the top, but so subtle at the same time with his strange movements.
Yeah,
it really does look like he's not fully in control of his body. That is an exceptional performance, man. Sugar, and water.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
just absolutely incredible, man. I freaking love it so much, man. As soon as Paul did it best, as soon as it's amazing. But yeah, look, the film itself, I do think it has some issues, which I'm not getting into now. But overall, I do think this is a great film. I'd go like low A. Childhood favorite of mine as well, but I can't go S. Definitely not.
Right. Well, I've got to put it in S. I've got to put it in S. We're 2 for 1.
I understand.
Anyway,
I understand.
Pacific Rim. Not going to spend long on it. I do enjoy this film. Bit of a guilty pleasure. I think Charlie Hunnam's performance in the film is shocking. I think that he's an overrated actor, in my opinion. I like the robot action in this, the kaiju action. I like the designs and look of them. I like the whole rift in the sea and that sort of plot. But yeah, this is one just a dumb, fun action movie for me. I'd go low B, high C. Paul, Pacific Rim.
Yeah, same. It's I love Del Toro. I love kaiju. I love mech movies. I love Idris Elba. But for some reason, this film just didn't blow me socks off, and I don't know why. Because all the elements were there, but I've watched it once. I've never wanted to rewatch it again. I've not watched any of the sequels. But I had fun with it. I remember watching it. I remember going to the cinema. I had fun with it. It was a fun 2-hour movie, popcorn entertainment. I'll probably go C.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd probably go. I'd be happy putting it in C. Badger.
All right, put it in C then, because I've only seen it once. Don't remember a thing about it. Did not catch on with the hype at all, and I'd never bothered with the sequels. Yeah, go for it. I don't remember it. Put it anywhere you want.
We'll bang it in C. I don't hate it.
I'm sure it's a lot better than I remember it. I'm sure it's way better than I remember it. Just don't.
Yeah. Next movie, Signs, another S tier for me.
S.
Big style. Music's amazing. One of M. Night's best films. One of Mel Gibson's best films. As far as the concept, we're talking about alien invasion here. This doesn't get any more alien invasion than this film with the crops, whatnot. Got one of the most scariest scenes that fucked any child up that watched this film. The Mexico party scene. Flawless bit of filmmaking there. And it's all done with like clearly a CGI guy that walks past, but like it's the effect of like what the party that what you don't what have they all seen sort of thing. It's just great. Easy S tier for me. Badger, M. Night's Signs.
If it wasn't for Unbreakable, I would probably say this is his best film. I think it's bordering on a masterpiece, if not a masterpiece. I've got some issues with the twist, absolutely. Not that I'm an atheist or anything, but some of the elements just don't work for me. That being said, I think it's a wonderful film, and I think loads of people did misunderstand elements of it. I think it's amazing. It's really, really exceptionally well done in many ways. S for me, absolutely.
Easy S for me as well. Paul?
I agree with all your points. I think it's a great film. I probably won't go as high as S, so I'd probably personally go A, but it's 2-1.
Right. I reckon. Yeah. I'm gonna 2-1. It's an S for me. It just follows the alien invasion. Starship Troopers. I'm gonna go.
Now we're on next film. Here we go.
Yeah. So one of Paul Verhoeven's absolute best. This film has aged like the finest of finest wines. I think when people initially saw this film, it went straight over their heads. When I was little, this was a cool alien action film. I loved it. That's what it was when I was little, and it had some nice boobies in it. As I got older, the satirical elements of the film became apparent. And a lot like RoboCop, when you watch RoboCop when you're little, that film means something different when you watch it when you're older. You can see the more like the messages and satirical elements that Paul Verhoeven is so good at doing. For me, this is S bordering on A. I would put this at the top of A just because of how rewatchable it is. I don't think it's got the scope or epicness of, say, Independence Day, but this film is bloody preserve it. It needs to be preserved, man. Paul, Starship Troopers.
I've changed your mind. I'm going A. Yeah, only because I'm looking at what is in S and what's coming up. I'm sort of weighing. Yeah. This is a great movie, great 90s movie. Like you, I loved it as a kid. One of the first VHSs I remember sort of getting with my own money.
All right.
Just action, aliens, gore, like just spoke to me, man. It's like Total Recall or some shit. Another Paul Verhoeven film, ironically. Loved it, yeah. I rewatched it about 2 years ago. Still loved it to this day. It's just a fun movie. It's a great alien movie. The alien design's great in it. Love all the satirical stuff. Love the sort of camaraderie of all the characters. The sort of like the commandos and the army and whatnot. Yeah, A.
Yeah. Oh, we got Michael Ironside in this film as well.
Yes.
I always forget about Michael. He's fucking great actor, man. Badger.
He's awesome, man. Splinter Cell, man. He's amazing in Splinter Cell. Great actor.
Oh yeah, he's Sam Fisher, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Is he?
Yes, sir. He is.
Did not know that.
Absolutely, he's fucking awesome. As
Hey, we're learning stuff on this pod today.
Yeah, we really
are.
We're
learning stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have many thoughts. I've seen this film twice in my life. Both times I never thought much of it. However, I do believe I'm wrong. I really do think I'm missing something with it. So I'm not going to bother rating it. Just put it where you guys think it should be. I don't count, in my opinion.
Put it in 8. What I'd recommend, Badger, right? Watch RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers all in the same weekend, and I guarantee if Starship Troopers is the last one you watch, you get it a lot more. Just because I think when you're in that mindset of Verhoeven and you get to Starship Troopers, you're like, oh, I get it a little bit more here. I think if you just go into it looking at it as like an action alien film, I think that's where some people go wrong with it. But we'll move on. We've got 2 John Carpenter films coming up here. Right, I'll be totally honest, guys. I've only seen snippets of They Live. I haven't seen it in full. Interestingly, I've just bought the Blu-ray. It was on special offer in HMV, so I've got it to watch. So I am not comfortable in ranking this one, but I wanted to leave it on the list anyway. It's in the thumbnail. Have either of you guys seen They Live?
Yes.
Yeah, Paul, have you seen this one?
Badger, take it away, man. Because I've not watched this film in its entirety either.
Okay,
right.
I do not have loads of nostalgia with this because I've only seen it once 2 years ago. I was surprised by how much it held up. It did have its tense moments. It was quite funny. It's very famous for a fight scene that's in it, and it is bloody hilarious. It's like this long, drawn-out, ridiculous, stupid fight scene between 2 men. I don't know what the fuck they were smoking when they shot it, but it is hilarious. It is watch the film, you'll know what I mean. What the fuck is this?
I've seen the fight scene that you're on about. This is the thing with it. I've seen so many clips from this film.
Yeah.
I think that's been one of the reasons why I'm like, oh, well, I've seen like 75% of it in out of order clips on YouTube. But
well, either way, look, B, I'll put it. I like it. I like the film. I like it.
We'll put it in B. Right, next one. Do we even need to talk about this one?
Z.
Plug it, Badger. Plug it, man.
I know, Badger. The only thing we need to really say about this film is that you have definitely got some content related to this film that you've released. So, Badger, why don't you plug some of your videos while you're on here instead of talking about the thing?
I get it. That's what he meant when he said plug it. All right, Paul.
Hey guys, I make movie reviews.
Yeah, look, I dedicated an almost hour-long video on you. I dedicated like months of energy on an almost hour-long video on YouTube. I analyzed the fuck out of the film, including a big long segment where I explained what the thing is, because I think a lot of people misunderstood what it actually is. It's more like a conscious virus from outer space. And I think that is the weirdest concept of an alien I've ever heard of. The thing itself might be my favorite villain in cinema history. It's very possible. I think it whips the xenomorph's ass. I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. I don't like saying that. I just gotta admit it. I think it's true. Remarkable film. And yeah, Zed all the way.
Right. Thanks for coming, Badger. We'll see you on the next pod, mate.
Get fucked. Oh yeah, I put you in the video, didn't I, Alice? I put you in the video when I said that. I sampled you at the start of the video.
Did you?
Remember, I got your permission. Don't you remember?
Shit! Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the intro when I say that.
I'll let you off. Next one, The Tomorrow War. I've seen it once. Can't really remember it. It just a bit of an anything Amazon Prime original for me. I'd be happy putting this in C because I sort of enjoyed it. It was competent for the most part. I think it loses a bit of steam in the third act, and I'm only saying that because I can't really remember it. So, The Tomorrow War, where are we putting this one? Paul?
I know, I've not watched it.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Right. Haven't seen. We're just going to put that one in haven't seen. All right, next one. Edgar Wright's third film in his Cornetto trilogy, At World's End. I like this film. I think people give this one a bit more shit than what it deserves. It's nowhere near as good as Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, but I do like it for the sheer fact that I like going on pub crawls myself. So it's just like a nice sort of nice vibe for the first hour until all hell breaks loose. I like the fact that Simon Pegg's the knobhead in this one, and Nick Frost is the more straight edge guy in this. I thought that played really well.
Absolutely.
I would go at the bottom of B, top of C for At World's End, because at the end of the day, it is still like an alien invasion film. I think that the ending's a bit weird and whack, not amazing, but I'd probably just go C. I'll go C for this one.
Bruce.
Paul, what were we saying about At World's End?
Again, it's one I've only really seen once, and I think that was my problem with it. Is it is not as good as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. That was what was going against it with me. I don't feel comfortable ranking it. I can't even really remember it. I remember not even really liking it, if I'm going to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Badger. Yeah, I don't really remember. I've watched it once, and I can't even really remember what it's about, to be fair, apart from a few lads going on a pub crawl. So I'll move on to Badger.
Fair enough. Well, believe it or not, I'm in almost the exact same position as Paul. I've only seen it once. Almost a decade ago, and I do remember a lot of it. And the difference is that I remember fucking loving it. I really loved it a lot. I mean, pretty much almost like the same level as the first two. That's how much I was into it. Yet for some reason, I never felt the need to watch it again, so it couldn't be as good as I remember. I don't feel comfortable ranking it either, because I do feel like it would be disingenuous. I don't remember it very well. I just remember liking it a lot first time I saw it. I'll have to rewatch it again, and I'll have to find out. For now, Alice, I'll let you take it away, mate. You decide.
I reckon bottom of C, because Because at the end of the day, it still uses, like, we're talking about alien invasion here, and it does do that concept. Maybe it's not amazingly right. No, I've switched my mind. It's going to do right. Next film, boys. Right, this one is. I love this movie.
Is it?
My heart says S, and my head says like the top of A. Maybe it's just below Arrival. But my God, War of the Worlds, guys. With Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg. The only thing I don't like about this film, the one thing, is the look of it. In the early aughts, right, they were doing this weird thing with films, and it was mainly with Spielberg films, to be fair, because if you watch this and you watch Minority Report as well, they've got this weird glow, like when you're watching the film. I don't know what it is. It's something to do with the cinematography, something, but it doesn't vibe with me. As far as this film goes, though, I love it, man. Like the first opening 25 minutes of this film. So good. And
Jesus.
It used to wind me up when I was a bit younger, when I used to watch the film, the third act. So when Tim Robbins gets implemented into the film, I didn't used to love that third act because you start the film off massive. You start off huge, alien invasion. We're getting, it's humongous. You've got like that ship scene in the middle of the film as well is awesome, where they're coming out from the water and stuff. But then it goes down into this tiny little tunnel, narrow corridor, and you're in this quiet, contained little horror film in the back end of it with Tim Robbins, who's lost the plot entirely. And that thing, it just used to slow down to a bit where it didn't vibe with me. As I'm older, I look at that third act completely differently now, and I appreciate it a lot more. Like Tom Cruise's acting in that particular sequence when they're in that third act, exceptional, brilliant.
Yes.
So I love this film, guys. I absolutely love it. I've adored it. I think me and Badger have spoke about this one a few times. I don't remember that.
I don't remember talking to you about it, and I didn't know you loved it this much. I'm quite surprised.
Earlier, it was one of our earlier streams. I don't know if it was on either underrated movies or movies that we didn't talk about. This was years ago at this point, but I know me and Andy have spoken about it before because we did our Tom Cruise list, and I'm just a massive fan of this film, just apart from the look. Badger, where are you going with this one?
I suddenly feel less lonely. Wow, I fucking adore this film. Yeah. No, I could go on about it for ages because I'm very familiar with the source material. I'll just say real quick, some things like the Tim Robbins scene and the boat scene, things that confuse a lot of people, was adapted from earlier adaptations. So I saw what it was trying to do. Whether or not that's up to you, that you like it, is up to you. I love the vast majority of it. Only things about it that put me off, I didn't even mind the glowing brightness of it. It was just the fact that the sun randomly wants to go to war. Didn't get it. It was random, made no sense.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the final action scene with him blowing up the tripod. It was a bit too convenient. He's supposed to feel like a normal man, and then he becomes an action hero. Not so into that. But those are the only parts that put me off. The rest of it, amazing. And the first opening scene is exceptional. The first 25 minutes or something else, but I still adore the whole film, even the bit where it slows down with Tim Robbins. Loads of people hate it. I love it. And real quick, I'm a massive fan of the 50s film as well. I just want to throw that out there. Most people don't know it anymore because it's old and doesn't have any tripods in it. Wasn't a faithful adaptation of the book, but still a great film. It's still watchable to this day, and I need that on 4K Blu-ray. Love it.
Paul, what do you think about War of the Worlds? I don't think I've ever spoken to you about this film.
Badger, you're the man. You are the man. Love this movie. I grew up on the original 50s one. It's my mum's, one of my mum's favourite films of all time, up there with Jason and the Argonauts. So I was shown War of the Worlds at a very young age, as well as the play, the soundtrack.
Fucking hell, you're with me.
As well as I went to watch it in Manchester Arena live on stage in the mid-thousands. Love War of the Worlds. Love this film. Thought it was a great adaptation. A bit Americanized, just because I know the source material. They sort of flipped into sort of an American action movie. sort of vibe to it, which it doesn't bother me because I like American action movies, but I see that when I watch it, I'm like, they've Americanized the source material to a degree. Underrated Spielberg film, very underrated Spielberg film. So sometimes I forget. I've seen it loads, but sometimes I forget to put them two names together. Spielberg War of the Worlds. Like I just for some reason I forget that he makes this film. Yeah, love it. I love that scene you're talking about with Tim Robbins. Such a tense scene. It sort of reminds me of that scene in Inglourious Bastards. Not as good as that, of course, but any scene where when I'm sort of on the edge, any scene when I'm sort of on, like I don't know what's going to happen. Like what? Like I'm tense as hell. What is going to happen here? Any scene like that, I love. But yeah. I'm almost skipping it. I'm going to go A because I have not watched it in a while. This is going straight onto my rewatch list along with Independence Day because I've not watched this in a good 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, the 4K of War of the Worlds is fantastic. And,
I'm gonna have to pick this up. I really do love this film.
It's nice not feeling lonely. Most people don't agree with me, but you guys do, especially the Tim Robbins part. I've always liked it a lot.
I remember at the time, like the snobby fans were coming out who love the original, were ripping it apart. But at the time of release, I remember it getting quite good reviews.
No, fair, cool man. Oh, by the way, just incredibly quick, Paul, like this, in case you didn't know it. The couple, the two main cast members from the original 50s film, they appear at the very end of the Steven Spielberg film. They're the Tom Cruise's ex step parents. So whatever.
Yeah.
Both of them. The old.
Okay. There you go.
When he reunites with his son at the end.
Yeah.
There's an old man and woman there, and it's supposed to be. It's literally them from the film, the first film.
Oh, okay, cool. That's nice.
Yeah. I know you'd like that as a big fan of the original. That fucking film is amazing.
And you can tell this movie was made like Spielberg loves the source material as well. Like that's obviously why he made it.
Fuck yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Before we move on to this potential last film, I just want to quickly because we've got 5 films here, but I've only seen one of them, and we ain't counting the Avengers as a bloody alien invasion film.
No, we are not.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Anyone seen that here?
Yes.
I've not.
All right, Badger. Quickly, thoughts on that one?
Well, which one is it? I've only seen the 70s one.
By the looks of it, that is.
But that's a remake as well. Okay. I guess B, from what I remember, it's pretty scary. Scary shit. It's very well done. I like the film a lot from what I remember. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. By all means.
Are you going B? Solid
yeah,
B?
I guess. Yeah, I think it might be better than that. I just don't remember too well.
Right. And my last question here, Village of the Damned. Anyone seen that one?
No.
Nope. Right. Our last movie, guys, is Nope. Obviously, we spoke about it a little bit beforehand. I'll just kick this off. I'll go B. Like, by the sounds of it, I'm a lot higher on Jordan Peele than what you guys are. Nope, for me, is an alien invasion film. It is exactly what it says on the tin. It's got a giant bloody UFO in the movie. And I think as far as UFO movies go, it's pretty scary.
Was a flying cowboy hat.
Yeah. I've never been like when you see the UFO on screen and stuff like that, apart from Independence Day, I'm never like too intimidated by it or anything. Mm-hmm. This one is quite intimidating because it's
great
like
design.
Great design. It's like the UFO is almost an animal itself.
Yeah.
I'll go B for this. I think it's better than C. But Paul, where are you at for this one?
I'm happy with B. I need to rewatch this film again. Even though I've said before, I'm not the biggest Jordan Peele fan on planet Earth. I did really enjoy this movie. I have only watched it the once, and it's just some of the cinematography in this. So that raining scene over the house, Jesus Christ! I quite like the twists and turns in it. I like the design of the aliens. I like the sort of flip it on its head of an alien invasion movie. Let's go with B.
B, Badger.
Yeah, B, I guess. Don't really remember it too well, even though I was a fan of the film. I've only seen it once, don't remember it too well. It was a decent film, and as an alien invasion film, I don't have too many thoughts. Just thought it was a pretty unique design as far as it goes.
You know, one film that's not on here that I'm just thinking about now that really I would have put on before we did the pod is, I don't know if you've seen it, The Fourth Kind. It's not a great film, but it is a scary alien film.
That is a very scary film. That's freaked me out.
Yeah, man, freaked me the fuck out.
I
Have you seen
think
it,
I know
Badger?
of it. Is that the one with Mila Jovovich?
Yeah,
That's the one,
It's got
Okay,
like
yeah.
a picture of an owl all the way through it.
Yeah, I just remember trying to watch it. 20 minutes in, I was like, I just couldn't take it seriously, and I
Quite
stopped
unique,
watching it.
to be fair.
Yeah,
But,
I have a feeling I need to rewatch it because I think I really did misunderstand it. So I will give it a try.
not a good film, just a film I don't mind. Don't mind it.
Why is A Quiet Place 2 not on it?
Good question.
I did mention it.
I found this movie list 5 minutes before we did the pod. I was about to do our own one and get it all organized, but
That's an A as well.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
up with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Dreamcatcher could have gone on there as well. I think that film's fucking weird. That could have gone on there. Ah, well, whatever.
Right, guys, I think we'll leave it there. I tell you what, guys, I've had a really good time doing this pod tonight. I have a good time every time, but my God, 2.5 hours we've been going for. I was like, yeah, we'll be an hour and a half. This will be fine. Technical issues do happen, though. Anyway, guys, we'll leave it there. It's the end of the pod. Thanks for coming on, guys. Badger, have you got anything you want to plug? Anything coming up on the channel of late? Oh, no. Maybe.
I want to plug you.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! We're getting rated at the end of this.
Had to. Sorry, I had to. Nah, got nothing to plug at the moment, mate. Just got some more projects coming up that I'll let you guys know about soon.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making some changes to my YouTube channel, but I'll be coming up soon. I'll let you guys know later on. But yeah, stay tuned. More stuff's coming soon.
Yeah, and same with my channel, folks. As soon as I've left the dungeon, I'll be up and streaming every week, trying to get some more content pushed out for you. Expect these guys to be on the channel, definitely. Paul, I think we might end up doing a review for Quiet Place Part 2, day 1, maybe.
100%. Yeah,
man. All right, and Badger, of course, you can come on that one if you're not doing your own review, my friend. I know you do your own reviews, so... Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there. I had a great time. We will be here, not next week, but the week after, usual time on a Thursday. Thanks for watching, folks. This has been the Total Movie Recall podcast. See you later.